What does your first hit of meth feel like?
Superman.
Now we are seeing students as young as first grade who have had drug issues.
So what percent of guys that are slaying you think waste their Online, it says that Omaha is the most drug-addicted city in America. Does that surprise you?
No.
The United States of America is facing a massive drug crisis. In 2021, over 106,000 people died from drug overdoses. This is up 14% from 2020. The main culprit in this story is fentanyl.
Next to the fentanyl crisis wreaking havoc in communities across the country, overdoses, drug seizures, and concerns continue to grow from coast to coast.
The victim can be seen buying the fentanyl and then walking over to the front door of the gas station before collapsing.
A snapshot of America's fentanyl crisis. An average of one person every 10 hours dies in this city of a fentanyl overdose.
A lot more people are dying, and it's in a lot of the drug supply, and people are doing it without knowing they're doing it.
Fentanyl was created in 1959 by Dr. Paul Jansen to be a more efficient alternative to morphine, and it's used in hospitals to help with surgeries and pain management. Due to its potency and how cheap it is to produce, drug dealers cut their products with fentanyl to stretch it and make it stronger. The journey of fentanyl to the United States is as follows. Much of it is created in China and India, and it's sold to Mexican criminal organizations like the Sinaloa cartel. It's then smuggled across the border, and it's been flooding the American streets. Today, we visit the most drug-addicted city in America, Omaha, Nebraska, top in the nation for meth, cocaine, marijuana, and heroin. We speak with addicts, people in recovery, drug dealers, and law enforcement. Let's hit the streets. First, we stop at University of Nebraska, Omaha to speak with Coalition RX, a nonprofit dedicated to reducing drug use.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carrie.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
We're seeing big pharma on the streets, and we're seeing a lot of drugs, mainly fentanyl. And the bad thing about fentanyl is just little grams to kill you.
If you look at a drug dealer like a business operation, what's in it for them to lace things with fentanyl?
It's cheap, and it gives you a good kick of high.
It's one of the most dangerous drugs we've ever seen.
How is fentanyl getting into this country? Does anyone know the source, where it comes from, how it gets here?
The drugs are being manufactured in China, and they're being sold to the groups like Sinaloa in Mexico, and then trafficking it across the border.
Federal agents found 300,000 fentanyl pills and 11 pounds of fentanyl powder. Authorities say the SUV has crossed the U.S.-Mexico border multiple times.
Now we are seeing students as young as first grade who have had drug issues. Oh, big pharma, in my mind, they are the people that needed to be held accountable. They've been getting off scot-free, if you ask me.
My son passed away when he was 18 from an accidental oxycodone overdose right here on this campus, actually. He had just finished his freshman year on a full academic scholarship here, and from what I can tell, he was experimenting with drugs, I believe because of some stress he was under with grades and different things. And he went to sleep one night after getting some oxycodone from another student, and he didn't wake up that morning.
If we meet a drug dealer today that bolsters his business with fentanyl, what would be your message to that drug dealer? What would you like to say to him?
Well, I want them to think about their own child or their niece or nephew or the kid next door. Would they want that kid's life to end because of what they're doing to make a buck? They're killing people's kids.
Addiction is giving up everything for one thing, but recovery is giving up one thing for everything.
How many people in this room has either had a family member or know of someone that has overdosed in their circle?
Yeah.
Since there's fentanyl in a lot of things, you can carry naloxone. So what you do is you put it into your nasal cavity. I don't have the test.
I put this up their nose.
You put this part, and then you just push down, and it will spray.
Corporal Crane was equipped with the nasal spray Narcan, a prescription medicine that rapidly reverses the effects of an overdose.
Thanks, you guys.
Take care.
Next, we head to speak to a former drug dealer that can give us insights on how narcotics are moving through this area.
So we're heading to a trap house in Omaha, talk to a dealer, get inside their head. Tell me about the drug scene in Omaha.
It's pretty active right now. I mean, when you hit us up saying that there's an epidemic level, I honestly thought to myself, I was like, well shit, the drugs have always really been here. One of the big things right now is meth, a lot of overdoses.
Does that make you nervous being in the game?
This made me a little nervous, not gonna lie, because nobody really understands what they're doing nowadays, you know what I mean?
What do you view as the impact of fentanyl coming into the game?
It's honestly a travesty because it just kills people.
So what percent of guys that are slaying you think waste their shit?
I just assume everybody, because at the end of the day, when they get it, they themselves sometimes don't know if it's been stepped on or cut or anything, you know what I mean?
Tell me about the journey of how drugs get to America and how Omaha is a central point of that.
The way I understand it is just because we're on I-80, Interstate 80, everything gotta come and go through here at some point in time. That's why, like Nebraska, they call it the gauntlet, because we make so many drug busts on the interstate.
Have you ever felt bad for a customer?
At the end of the day, people are grown, it's their own responsibility to handle their shit, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do the drugs, not let the drugs do you, whatever it is you're doing.
What made you decide to get into the game?
I did it out of necessity, like out of survival, because I lost my job, a lot of different things were going on, I got in trouble with the law, and I was just trying to figure myself out.
And what kind of things went down in this house that we're at?
This place, man, everything used to go down here. Literally everything. Meth, coke, crack, weed, everything. Like, I got out in 2019, but I went away before it ever even got raided.
What was your childhood like?
It was pretty regular.
Yeah. Do your parents know what you've been up to?
Do they know everything? No, but my mom, I love my mom, so she has an idea.
Does it surprise you to hear that Omaha is the most drug-addicted city in the country?
It kind of does.
Big Pharma, what role do you think they play in this whole game?
I think they play a big role in it, because a lot of the stuff that people are exposed to wasn't around before then.
If you came face to face with a mother of someone that had died from drug overdose, what would you say to her?
Sorry for your loss. I mean, the person makes their own choice at the end of the day. Nobody forced them to do that. I feel sorry for them.
Is there like a code on the streets, like most dealers won't deal to kids, or do you know of any guys that'll sell to a 5th grader or a 6th grader?
I think if anybody got the money, anybody gonna serve it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
If you could retire from this profession, what would you get into?
I'd like to do what you're doing.
Next, we head to a part of Omaha where drug addicts and homeless people are living in tents on the street to get their story and hear what their life is like.
Omaha is known as the most drug-addicted city in America.
It is. I'm with the outreach program. I'm a psychologist. Fentanyl is the worst thing in the world. They used it when they put you under to do surgery. They quit using it when it disappeared off the docks. They went to Mexico. It comes back to the United States. They stomp on it, which stomping means they mix it with other things. Young cats like you get it.
What can you tell us about life here?
Difficult, hot, resources are slim.
Do you survive out here all day?
Yeah, I'm here 24/7.
What gets someone to a point that they're willing to be outside in a tent in 90-degree heat?
To get away. Sometimes it's better to be out here than it is to be in an abusive situation. And guess what? It could happen to you two guys too.
What's the drug that's running through Omaha right now?
Meth, crack, there's some cocaine and weed. Pretty much anything you want to find is pretty much everywhere.
Right here.
I got out of the situation that I was in and ran out of funds, so I got stuck here until I can get enough funds up to be able to get into a place.
People aren't bad. They've had a bad situation, but sometimes the system doesn't allow that.
What could the system change, or what could be better about the system?
Other psychologists, psychiatrists, outreach programs, hospitals where they can take their medication, etc., etc. They can live a normal life.
This is kind of the Skid Row of Omaha, I would say.
Hell yeah, this the bottom. I can't get my fucking ID. They fucking with me. They keep talking about they care about the people that's homeless. They don't want you to put your tents up nowhere. Why the fuck we can't put our tents up nowhere and y'all not trying to help us?
I had suspicions about this guy, so I called the Sienna Francis house to see if he worked there. They said he was not a psychiatrist on staff. He was a patient. Today we meet John, a former addict helping other people on the path to recovery outside the Sienna Francis house, which is a place leading the charge in helping the homeless, but also one of the highly concentrated areas of drug addicts in the city. It's a sketchy place that plays a central role in this story.
The most drug-addicted city in America is arguably Omaha, Nebraska. Does that surprise you to hear?
That's the first time I've heard that. I know it's bad here, the fentanyl epidemic, the opioid crisis. I know it's known for the methamphetamine use, but yeah, it's getting worse and worse.
So I've got a for-profit counseling agency, Halo Counseling Center. I've been doing that for about the last 8 years, started that in 2015. So we do a lot of work with like the criminal justice system. Most of our referrals come from probations, drug courts, veterans courts, things like that. It's insane. I mean, our business just continues to grow. I started off with just me, myself, and I, and now we're up to 8 counselors, 5 offices, and we still can't keep up.
What got you into this?
So I got my own history. In 2006, I was out on the streets smoking meth. I was involved in a raid September 11, 2006, and was arrested, charged with conspiracy to distribute 500 grams of meth. So I was just with the guy that was doing it, basically. I was his right-hand man. So
that's where it started for me, where my sobriety got started, was that treatment facility right there. Used to be a lot of tents out here. If we end up walking down farther that way, you'll see a lot of tents and everything where the people choose not to go into the shelter. You know, they're either not ready yet or it's just not for them.
How did you become sober?
I got arrested, which is my sober date, August 26th of 2020, and arrested for methamphetamine. I went to jail for 6 months, and I've been battling drug addiction for probably the last 10 years. And so I was arrested, sat in jail for 6 months. I came over here. I was here for 7 months, and then went to the halfway house, and then just been trying to get my life back together slowly but surely.
It seems like jail is a lot of people's sober day.
Yeah, absolutely. Some sort of higher power, man, that gave me the option to do a program that we offer here, and if I graduate that program, I get the felony removed from my records.
Once I got into jail, it was almost a sense of relief because I had attempted sobriety, some feeble attempts, didn't really reach out to get any real help. Then when I was charged federally, then it just became a fear factor. Once you see the United States of America versus John Sapinski, that tends to tighten some things up in the old body there.
What does your first hit of meth feel like?
Superman, euphoria, energy. I was at work, I was mowing lawns, and I had a hangover from the night before, and my boss was like, dude, what's wrong? What's going on, man? Usually, you're doing a good job at work. Man, I got a hangover, I feel like crap, whatever. He's like, go talk to my brother. So I went and talked to the brother. He pulls out a bag of meth, took a big old snort, and I'm mowing lawns like nobody's business. I'm running around with a weed eater and just tearing people's lawns apart. It was glorious.
So it started out pretty innocent.
Yeah, within weeks, I'm staying up for days on end. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I got to work at 6. I need to get more dope. Can't find any more dope. Can't go to work. And the cycle began.
My first experience with it was I was using marijuana at the time, and my friend came over, and I took a hit of meth, and it really didn't do anything for me then. I don't know if it was because I was already prescribed amphetamines, legal amphetamines. And then years down the road, after I got into some trouble in a different city, I was on probation, and I was kind of trying to be clean, and a girl said to me that I was seeing at the time, she said, well, this will make sex better. Of course, I'm all for it. If it's gonna make sex better, why not?
How'd you find your way here? What's your story?
I got in trouble with the law. I was addicted to meth for like 13 years.
What was your first introduction into meth? How'd you start that?
When I was 16 years old. I used to drink a lot with my friends and stuff, and I got introduced to it one night. It was like something to stay awake, to party more, and then it became like an everyday thing. I went to jail.
How long did you serve?
I was in there for 3 months.
Did that help you on the road to sobriety?
If I would have got out and just went back on the streets, I'd probably be back on drugs right now.
What should the punishment be for a dealer that's selling people meth?
Definitely jail time.
What was the low point of your meth journey?
Right before I came here, I lost custody of my girls. I lost the love of my life. I'm facing like 17 years in prison right now. If you're struggling with drug addiction, you got to find your higher power. You got to believe in something higher than you. If you need help, it's always nice to reach out to somebody that you love and tell them the problems you're going through.
Our next stop is talking to drug dealer Shakedown, who is currently facing federal time for her narcotics operation. We wanted to talk to someone that had hands-on experience with fentanyl. Here's what we learned.
How would you describe yourself?
Just try to get $1, take care of my people.
So what are you currently up against right now?
Facing about 9 to 10 years, manufacturing methamphetamine, fentanyl, cocaine. I've spent 5 years already in prison. This is federal time, so it's gonna be different.
Do you think there's any shot at beating the case, or what are you looking at?
No, I don't think so. It's nothing that's gonna stop me from going to prison for some time. I didn't start, really hustling, like selling narcotics and whatnot until 3 years ago. 4 years ago. Before that, I was hitting licks, like robbing people, going to people's cars, going to people's houses, you know what I mean, doing what I could to just stay afloat. I was introduced to selling drugs, and I was like, damn, I ain't gotta beat nobody up no more. I ain't gotta do all this. You know what I mean? I ain't gotta do all this, put my life at risk, put your life at risk. You know what I mean? You put people through that, you put people's kids through that.
Have you ever felt bad for a customer?
Before I ever started selling fentanyl, I lost my girlfriend. My girlfriend before this, I didn't give a f. I was like, if I'm gonna lose somebody, y'all gonna lose somebody. I kind of like numbed up after a while, like f you.
What are the drugs that are going through Omaha right now? Like, what are the biggest drugs that people are selling?
Fentanyl's super heavy right now. They don't even want heroin no more. Fentanyl is synthetic heroin. That's what they're going for. They want that shit immediately.
What was your childhood like?
I was in the system. I was locked up. Like, I've been locked up since I was 14.
What were you booked for?
Distributing and conspiring to confederate methamphetamine, fentanyl, and cocaine over 400, but less than 700 grams.
How much money does all that cost?
That'd be like 50,000.
And then what can you flip that into?
You get 50,000 straight up, but you ain't find people, you gonna flip that to 150,000 easy.
The first hit of fentanyl, what is that like?
If you are constantly a person that deals with trauma and traumatic situations, it's down for a minute, you know what I mean?
Do you think most drug users and even drug sellers are running away from trauma, and drugs are kind of the way to like patch up the pain?
Hell yeah. I feel like it's never the drugs, it's the experiences that you've been through that made you know, gravitate to that.
Earlier this morning, we met with the mom of a kid who overdosed, and it's just her son's death has impacted the whole family. It has a trickle effect. What would you say to the parents of people that have overdosed?
I've been through it, so it's like I don't, you know what I mean? People make their own choices, and you just gotta stop them from making those choices, not by telling them what to do.
What's the youngest person you would say that has come to buy drugs from you?
13, 14.
What does it cost for a serving of fentanyl?
If you buy it in bulk, I can get it for $1.25.
And what do you sell it for?
$30.
I wish you the best.
I appreciate you.
Tell me a little bit about your story.
Well, I was living out in Omaha, and the perk 30s were really huge, and that's how I started using, you know.
I've heard that in rap songs.
Yep.
Perk 10, I just popped that perk 10. Perk 30, I just popped that perk 30.
Everyone talks about the perk 30s. They glamorize using the perk 30s, getting fucked up on the perk 30s, but honestly, laced with fentanyl, super addictive. A lot of it is the chemical dependency in your body. It's not so much you wanting to get high anymore, it's your body physically needs it. My drug addiction really took everything from me. The number one thing on my mind all the time was getting high and using.
How long have you been clean for?
I've been clean for 70 days.
What is your plan to make sure you don't fall back?
Those withdrawals, man, when I went through withdrawals and treatment, it felt like I was on my deathbed, you know. Couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I was throwing up, and that's a big reason why I feel like I can't go back, is just because I know the hold that it'll have on my life. I was spending $500 a week on my drug habit.
What was rock bottom for you?
I was staying in someone else's house, no money, selling my own things on Facebook, so that way I had money to get high, and even then I was maybe using one time a day and I was still really sick. Addiction doesn't discriminate, you know. People think that it's only low-class people who get addicted to drugs, but honestly, anyone can get addicted to drugs. I was very fortunate growing up. When I was finally on my own, I met a man who kind of veered my life in a different direction, and I chose to take that path.
I can't imagine what it's like doing your job in this area. What is it like?
You get used to it. I mean, that's what you signed up for, right?
What would you do to help a city like this?
I really don't have an answer for you.
I guess you can either invest money into the incarceration side, or you can invest money into the rehabilitation side.
So you gotta go for rehabilitation, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you wanna help people as best you can. You don't wanna incarcerate them for life.
What percent of the calls you would say you have to answer to are drug related?
Probably more than half.
We appreciate what you're doing, and thank you.
Yeah, you all take care.
My biggest single session win was $11,526,000. I don't know if you know, but I'm like restricted everywhere. Like, I'm not even supposed to be in this building.
What's the game you play?
Slot machines.
What's the most you lost in a night?
Around 300,000. Hotels in Las Vegas don't have balconies.
Because when people lose big, it's very tempting?
Yeah. Vegas is visited by some of the most powerful, wealthy, and elite people in the world. But because of that, also comes a lot of people trying to latch on and had made it a living to take what they can from those people.
We need a knockout, a tap, a submission. We win, that's $5 grand right in our pocket.
Today we explore the world of high-stakes gambling. So of course we head to Sin City, Las Vegas. This is a place filled with gambling and vices galore. But did you know it owes its roots to the righteous? That's right, the city's rise can be traced back to religion, more specifically the Mormons. In 1954, a Mormon banker named Perry Thomas broke tradition by approving bank loans for casinos when no one else would. Vegas went from a ghost town to a place that some would call a typhoon of dark money. Throughout the 50s, 60s, and 70s, major casinos were secretly ran and controlled by organized crime families from cities like New York, Chicago, and Cleveland. And to this day, gambling remains one of America's most divisive industries. Last year, Vegas casinos pulled in nearly $9 billion. To them, it's about choice. They offer an escape, a thrill, and a good time. Critics, however, see Vegas differently, a predatory machine built to exploit addiction and desperation. To see into this world for myself, I assembled a crew of high-stakes gamblers and headed to a lavish penthouse that would serve as our headquarters for this operation. Folks, we're here in the midst of Sin City, Las Vegas. Temptation, gambling, there's dreams being sold. There's a place where hustlers hustle. I have to say, Vegas is a place I find a little bit depressing. It's like a consumerism, capitalism hellhole. Gambling is something that I've avoided largely in my life. In the traditional sense, I do believe you gotta gamble. Like I gamble on doing this. I gamble on real estate. I gamble on the stock market. So I guess in some ways, everyone gambles. The question is, where do you draw the line? So we're pulling into the Cosmopolitan. There's a man we're meeting by the name of Raja who has a suite somewhere up here. Nice to meet you, brother.
Nice to meet you.
And where are you taking us right now?
I'm taking you up to my penthouse suite.
How often do you live like that?
Pretty much every casino I go to.
What attracts you to Las Vegas?
You know, I've just always gambled. I started gambling when I was young, at 16.
What's the game you play?
Slot machines.
What's the most you won in a night?
$1,081,000.
Oh, I can't believe this! I just won the $1 million! Oh my God!
What's the most you lost in a night?
Around 300,000. These are all their special suites. There's 21 special suites here at the Cosmo. By invite only. You can't even book these rooms.
So this is what the high life is like.
This is what it's like. So it's got a hot tub, massage table.
You take advantage of that?
You know, I never really get massages in the room. One interesting, really fun fact is, do you know why all the hotels in Las Vegas don't have balconies?
Because when people lose big, it's very tempting?
Yeah. I know, people personally who have lost everything, and then when they had the shooting on the Strip, that was a guy who lost all his money, went upstairs to his room, and unfortunately started shooting at people.
The reports that Haddock was gambling $10,000 a day before the massacre may be a clue.
Paddock checked into the hotel a few days ago and, according to sources, spent much of his time there gambling thousands of dollars at the casinos.
So, I mean, there's been tons of stuff like that. You know, Vegas is a show. It's a place to have fun. It's a place to have a good time. And, if you go too deep down the rabbit hole, you could fall for it. But, if you're focused and, doing your thing and having a good time, then enjoy the ride.
Would you consider yourself a professional gambler?
I've had the last couple of years have been very good, and especially with winning $1 million. But I wouldn't say that long term and over the course of my life that the gambling's paid for everything I have. The influencing now that I'm getting paid for and the sponsorships and different stuff like that definitely is making a good chunk of my money. Slot machines are a set percentage.
It's pure luck, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what your actual win percentage is?
Most of the machines in the casinos are set to about a 9-10% hold rate. You should win 90% back, but most people play into infinity, which they just keep going, so they're just gonna run out of funds at some point.
You seem like a smart guy. Choosing a game that's pure luck, why?
You have no worry in the world, and you don't have to make a decision. Just hit a button.
Mickey?
You too, bro.
How are you?
Yeah, pleasure, man.
Nice to meet you. This is Mickey Mace. He's one of gambling's most controversial characters. Some think he's one of the best gamblers in the country because, after all, he's gambled on behalf of massive hip-hop stars, and he also flaunts multi-million-dollar payouts from casinos. However, if you look at the YouTube comment sections, he's a heavily debated man. Many question the truthfulness of his claims and alleged conspiracies ranging from he's a paid Vegas insider to simply accusing him of misrepresenting his stories. I'll let you be the judge.
I don't know if you know, but I'm like restricted everywhere. I'm not even supposed to be in this building.
Why is that?
I've been banned from almost every casino in the world.
Because?
Well, I know it's for winning too much. Some of them have said it, and some of them won't. I made most money in Baccarat, second most in Blackjack, and I would say I probably play in the highest stakes PLO games in the world. My biggest single session win was $11,526,000.
How do you prove it?
Well, all my tax statements are out. I mean, we could log in all my tax records right now. Drake to Lil Baby to literally anybody you could think of come forward to verify that they've witnessed it happen. So all of these people come forward to verify. Not a single person can say they have ever witnessed the opposite.
Don't they want you to play high stakes?
Yeah, because they think you're gonna lose high stakes. My biggest loss was $8 million in an afternoon. Losing the $8 million was a very confusing feeling. And then it hit a certain point that felt helpless. But I also don't want to mislead people thinking that it's easy or it'll happen to them, because almost it won't happen to them. They're almost guaranteed to lose. And if they let me keep playing and didn't ban me, maybe eventually I would have gave it back.
Your origin story as a business is the spam king. You sent 100 million emails a day that were spam.
Allegedly.
So back in the day, I was in the online advertising business. I got into email marketing, and I used to send out lots of 100 million plus emails a day. And then I got sued by Microsoft, the New York AG, MySpace. Did very well doing it, but I never broke any laws. I only broke terms of service issues, is where most of the lawsuits stem from. Paid almost $20 million in fines.
At my peak year, I did 108 million was my best year.
In 1 year?
Yeah.
This exact location of this drive-through that we're driving in, I got in a high-speed pursuit with $4.5 million in cash, and they used to do trunk checks there, and one of the security is how I got away from the guys chasing me.
Why were you in a high-speed chase?
I just won $4.5 million at Bellagio, which is across the street. And so to go this way on the strip, you have to cross and make a U-turn. And as we made a U-turn, I noticed that we were being followed from the valet at Bellagio. I told my boy stomp on it, he did. There's a truck behind us, stomped on it, followed us, and we pulled into here. And when we got to the trunk check, they saw all the cash in the back seat. I just told security, I was like, yo, someone's chasing us, hold them up. And he gave us instructions. So if we stuck to the right there, it takes you to the employee parking lot. He told me how to navigate it to get out to Cobalt. And he's like, when you hit Cobalt, make a right and just get out of town. That's what we did, and we got away. So we're here at the Venetian. I've won more money in this building than any other building I've ever been in. I beat them for $15 million. And I'm actually kind of nervous being here. I also have not been back to this building, not even once, since I've been banned until right now.
We're here on spring break, so it's particularly packed. It's March Madness weekend, and people are moving and shaking in here, and it honestly blows my mind. My idea of a vacation is an Airbnb with no one near us, near mountains or woods, but this different strokes for different folks. And guys like Roger here thrive off an environment like this.
This is the one I got the $1 million on.
You want to try again?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do it again. See if we can hit a jackpot. Most of the people who have hit the $1 million have done it. 80% of them have been on $25. Here it goes. That's a good hit. That made us a little money. 2 more. 1 more.
You'll stay here for how long at a time usually?
Until I'm happy, you know. Sometimes if I win a pretty good jackpot, I'll quit. If I don't hit something, you know, sometimes I'll go all in until I get it. I don't have a set time limit.
Were you ever married before?
No, I've never been married. I have twins. I have twin boys. Unfortunately, their mother passed away. One of my first fun experiences with them was both of them came to the casino and we all played together. But they don't really have a big interest to gamble. Haven't been into it. And that's a big problem for the casinos, is that younger youth does not have any interest really in gambling on slots. It's just not something to do. They grew up, you know, playing online video games and so much other stuff.
Because I don't follow sports that closely, I didn't realize how massive sports betting has gotten. And this is how it all happened, folks. Previous to 2018, it was illegal across the United States. Then the Supreme Court made the decision to rule sports gambling to be legal, and this unleashed the floodgates. 38 states have since approved it as part of their legal commerce, and this has resulted in a booming industry that did $300 billion in 2023. 2023, which to put in perspective makes it more than 30 times bigger than that of the business of the Vegas casinos. And according to Siena College Research Institute, nearly half of men aged 18 to 49 have a sports gambling account. And furthermore, the average household that does sports betting loses about $1,100 a year. To me, those numbers are astonishing. Let me know in the comments if you think this is something we need to be concerned about as a society. How much money are you willing to lose today?
We got it. We got it. Up to $1,198,000 I could win right now.
Now what do you have to do?
All I have to do is that.
I know who you are. I love you, by the way. Thank you. But they don't want you here, so we're just gonna.
Just baseball 2021. That's all. 21-21, you can come back.
21,
yeah, man.
So 10 years?
No, 100 years.
Oh, 100 years. I got a 100-year trespass?
Yeah, man.
Hereby warn you that you are trespassing property by statute 207. Y'all have a good one. Stay safe out there. Have a good day.
Sorry, thank you. So I saw them like gathering and like pointing at me, and I was like, I know, you know.
Here's our property, so you guys go out.
Oh, we're not on. We're still on property. This is the closest I'm allowed to come.
So any past here?
Yeah, they told me they'll arrest me if I come back.
Is 100 years a typical ban?
No one's ever used the number 100 before. They're like, you're banned, get out.
Have you ever played slots before?
Never.
All right, you know what? Touch that. I'm putting my faith in you. I don't think I've ever had that happen where I didn't get one extra ball. So we won $400. Not very good.
And how much did we spend to get this 400?
So we have 2,000 in the machine. So we're down right now about $760.
Is this fun itself, or because you've already made tens of millions of dollars in other business, you just can afford to lose?
I can afford to gamble from the money I've made from my other businesses, but the gambling and being an influencer now definitely helps to fund it.
For people watching this that might get into this, do you advise it?
If you've never gambled in your life or played slots, I would tell you probably save your money. You're never going to win long term. Lucky Lacey, you ready to bring me some luck?
I'm gonna try.
What's the most you ever lost?
The most I ever lost in a day was $300,000. For my birthday a couple of years ago, I did $5,000 spins. So I did 50 spins at $5,000 each. Plus I did 50 spins at $1,000 each to celebrate my 50th birthday. And unfortunately I lost, just during that session of 300 grand, I lost about $250,000.
What's the most you lost in a night?
That was between 3,000 to 5,000.
This is Lucky Lacey. She's a former exotic dancer and winner of 2016 Miss Nude Universe, and she's a friend of Raja's who also likes to play slots recreationally.
I tend to just take what I want to lose that day. So if it's what I would have spent in a night out having fun, then I take that. And if I don't lose all of it, then that's a win for the night. If I lose it all and go to the ATM machine, then that's the only time I really consider it being a loss.
What's the most you've lost in one night?
20.
What was that like?
It was okay.
This is John Lillis. He's a former world champion American skier who has since moved on to become a full-time sports bettor. He and his partner Chris run a Discord chat for clients that want to copy their bets. They consider themselves sharp action bettors, which is a type of strategic gambler that looks for undervalued spreads in an effort to win bigger and more consistently.
Just like anything else with gambling, you build a tolerance to it, right? And if you know that you're lifetime up, or you're doing the right things and you're just catching a bad beat, or something doesn't go your way.
The one thing I like to show you a bonus, we go down this game actually goes all the way down to 10 cents bet. Like a $10 spin, so we just fast tab it and see if we can get a bonus so you can see what it does. One freaking bonus here. Oh, this is big. We got the upgrade. This is big, so this is gonna upgrade us this wheel. We could hit this major right now for 12,000. We could hit that super grand for 167,000. This is big. One more. All right. So these are all gonna become wood houses now, and we're gonna get another spin. Oh, that's huge. Oh my God. We got our first gold hat right here now. So on a $100 bet on this machine 2 nights ago, I won $51,000. So we have a really good chance at a jackpot on this one. Oh, 750, that's a good one. So we did it, got a jackpot. Boom, 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 baby. 1,742.50. Wow, not bad. This is good.
So we just won a jackpot and attendance on the way.
Yeah.
Does this money mean anything to you?
Yeah, I feel like I got a little revenge for what we put into it, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's not life-changing. It's not gonna change where I have dinner at tonight. We can continue gambling a little bit more.
You do this as a professional.
Yeah, absolutely.
How long have you been doing it, and what is your ROI?
I've been gambling for a long time, right? Even in my early teenage years, playing poker, blackjack. I mean, I was the kid with the fake ID who ran to the blackjack table, and you know, I came through it very organically. Since I've been tracking and posting and helping other people win and really tracking my action publicly for other people to see, where other people can actually track what I've done, I would say we are at about 3.5 years now with a 400% ROI. If you understand how the sportsbook works and you understand how the public thinks, you understand that the market moves based on what the public thinks is going to happen outside what the actual probability is. Every bet has a hold, and you can actually erase that hold by finding where the public is, and sometimes a line might move because of a reason, right? A key player might be injured, someone might be out, information might be coming in that a star player was up all night with his girlfriend and drinking or whatever and showed up late to practice. That all can come into it. But sometimes none of that stuff is a factor. It's just who is more favored. Because a lot of people bet with their heart. You will get more money by being on the other side of that bet.
And is this your career? This is your income?
Full-time job. What we do is, I mean, we do this every day. So we do have that secondary income stream of, there are a lot of people that are looking for an edge and they want to gamble, but they want to gamble responsibly and they want to
So people subscribe to get your picks.
We take serious bettors that actually want to treat it like an investment, that they're in it for the long term. We're looking at the UFC main event tonight. These two fighters have already fought before, a 3-round fight. They don't have a lot of finishes between them. Marvin Vettori, one of the fighters, never been finished. Because of that, 2-to-1 odds that this fight will go the distance. What we're betting is that this is going to be the fight that trend ends. We're going to go this fight to not go the distance. We want to see someone get knocked out before 5 rounds. How you guys doing? You got the UFC lines?
Oh, I have my biggest bet of the year going on this game right now. So if I start freaking out when Florida hits 91 points, that's why. I need Florida to hit 91 points by themselves. And 7 points in 7 minutes for Florida is pretty doable. So
I want the main event. I want to not go the distance. 1,800. So here it is. Here's the slip. We laid $1,800 to win just north of 4,500. We're looking at this fight, last fight of the night. We just need either fighter to end this thing before it gets to the judges.
yes, let's freaking go, boys! Oh, that Alabama defense, I love them. They don't play defense, baby. That's the biggest cash of the year right there. 500 on Florida's team total at -110, so probably about 450 or so. And then I told the guys in the club to take it at 3 units. So whatever they normally bet, I told them to triple it.
I think Vegas could be really cool if you use it correctly. And I think the best form of using Vegas correctly is not trying to use it at all. I think if you come here allowing it to use you, that's how you get the best experience out of it. You don't come here trying to win. You don't come here trying to meet a celebrity. You don't come out here trying to get famous and make $1 million. You come here to have fun and piss a weekend off with your friends. So it's filled with a lot of smoke and mirrors for 2 reasons. 1, to take everything from those elite people, and 2, because without it, anyone who's in between working class and elite doesn't really have a way out.
Casinos didn't get pretty based on people winning money. So I think everything is set up mathematically. I don't think there's anything intrinsically that you couldn't find information-wise where you're being lied to. But I think things are probably psychology-wise led to make you spend more money. Everything is incentivized to get you to spend more. So if that's smoke and mirrors, then I guess, yes, that probably exists.
That's 100% true. I mean, if there is an advantage that someone can take, or a scheme that they can run, or a scam that they can get into, someone has found their way into it in Vegas, and you know, it just is what it is.
To me, gambling is not that much different from alcohol, fast food, or video games. Done to an extreme, they can ruin your life, but done in moderation or not doing them at all, you should be okay. But my question is, what is it within some people that seems to compel them to take their vice to a self-destructive level? While some people can be disciplined and abstain from temptation, others seem to have a compulsive aspect to their nature. While I don't know why that is, what I do know is from top to bottom, from the music in the lobby to the scents that you smell in your room to the free drinks and much, much more, Vegas is a place designed to tilt the odds away from you being able to maintain your own self-control.
I think Vegas ruins lives. I think it causes more deaths, whether it be literal or spiritual and emotional, than almost any other place in the world. It's built on the sex trade. It's built on glorifying sex work and prostitution. Exasperates most people's weaknesses. Vegas is sold as an idea that all your dreams can come true and you can do anything you want and fix all these things, but the truth is, it's a hole and it's a trap. Every single thing you see here on the strip was 100% built on your money. This only exists because you lose. I don't think you should enter any form of gambling, especially Vegas, the mecca of gambling, thinking you're gonna win. If this isn't a testament to the billions and billions and billions of dollars that the people spent to have this built, we are in the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere. There's no reason a city should exist, let alone one as lavish and exciting as this. This is built on losers. Every day, everybody comes here to lose money. Don't be foolish and think you're gonna be the winner.
So here's the deal. There's one fight left. 25 minutes, 5 rounds. All we need is this fight to not go to the distance. No judges involved. We need a knockout, a tap, a submission, a disqualification. Anything of the above, we win. That's $5 grand right in our pocket.
So what's going through your mind after the loss?
I'm never fucking betting a sports bet next to this fucking guy again.
So why not?
I'm a superstitious guy. He wasn't liking the play early, and you got to have good energy when you're gambling. You get the energy that you bring into it. So if you bring bad energy into gambling, if you ever see someone at a table and they got bad energy, run the other way, because the gambling gods will never look favorably upon bad energy.
Do you know any tragic gambling stories?
I know a lot of tragic gambling stories, from people's wives leaving them to them selling their houses and cars. Your comps, you have an automatic 30, sometimes up to 40% of spending power based on your theoretical loss. People call it theo. It stands for theoretical loss. It does not mean literal loss. As a matter of fact, you could win while still having theo. Every time you play, whatever they tell you your theo is, 30% of that number you can spend on anything you want on property.
So guys, there's a lot of ways to gamble in life. The ways I prefer to gamble, one is betting on myself. So this YouTube journey has been one big gamble that has finally paid off. But then real estate, stocks, really just the S&P 500. I believe it's a big mistake not to take a gamble on yourself. However, the question is, what is an appropriate gamble? One of the oldest rules in the book when it comes to gambling or even investing is only put down what you are comfortable losing. Where people really get into trouble is they bet the house on something. Why would you bet your house? That's where you live. I will never bet or invest. I would recommend investing over gambling, but invest what you can stand to lose. That's a age-old maxim that holds true. Well, folks, the sun has just set on the Las Vegas Strip. And all around us right now, someone's rolling the dice, someone's placing the bet, and maybe someone just lost their house, maybe someone just won the jackpot and won big. It's been a fascinating look into a world I had no idea about. As always, guys, I appreciate you for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Peace.
Why did you ask her if she was willing to do a gangbang?
She sounded eager, she sounded like she wanted to learn, and I made a mistake.
What do we got here? Jeremy, you shouldn't leave. These gentlemen want to talk to you. Why did you think it was okay to leave your teenage girl home alone to come here and meet another teenage girl, Jeremy?
Does any part of you feel sorry for these guys?
No. This one idea for a one-off story for Dateline NBC in 2004 has turned into all this.
I will. Can you just tell me who you are?
I'm Chris Hansen. This is an investigation.
In this episode, we trudge into the dark corners of crime, perverts, and preds who prey on kids. We team up with Chris Hansen, a man who has spent the last 2 decades as the premier pred catcher on the planet. Together, we team up in a sting operation to catch these. In this episode, there are certain words that for some reason we cannot say. Among them, so instead, we will either refer to these guys as preds, PDF files, or bleep out the word altogether to avoid being censored. Now, this ugly world of PDF files is something that I almost didn't want to cover. I mean, the idea that grown men are out there looking to meet with vulnerable youth, to me, it's just sad and sickening. But it is a reality of this world that we have to face, and thankfully with the help of local police, we have the opportunity to take these offenders off the street and give them justice. Folks, this episode is heart-pounding, stomach-turning, and incredibly intense. It's time to saddle up and go boots on the ground. Today we're diving into the dark world of and we're doing it with one of the best in the business, Mr. Chris Hansen. We're just down the road from a sting operation where they're luring guys in and then promptly arresting them. To me, I'm really fascinated to get to the bottom of why this is happening. So let's try and learn something together. Buckle up, folks. We're in for one today. Just as we arrived in Michigan and we're gonna set out to the Sting House, we got word from Chris's team that an offender was on his way to get busted and for us to lay low until they booked him. What happened next is one of the most powerful moments of Chris's career.
No, there's no one home. You can close the door, it's cold outside. Did you bring the money? Yeah. Can I see it? How much is there?
$150.
Okay. What do you want to do?
What are you feeling up to? I don't want to.
I'm down for anything.
Are we doing it here? Is there like a bedroom?
There's a bedroom where we can do it on the couch or anywhere you want to go. I'll go change and you can stay here. Okay. You can just stay right here and I'll be right back, okay? Yeah. Okay.
How you doing? Good. What was your plan here today?
Can I leave?
No, you cannot. Stay right there.
From the law enforcement angle, what have you seen in this world?
Seems over the last 10 years, it's gotten worse, in my opinion. Just based off interviews I've done over the years with children, child forensic interviews over the child abuse type stuff, sexual abuse.
How common are these people out in the world, these predators?
To be quite honest, I think it's a very scary thought. I think they're very common. I think parents should be well aware of the stuff that happens on the internet.
My name is Sam Christian. I'm a retired Chicago Police Deputy Chief on the Chicago Police Department. I spent 14, 15 years in what's called Special Investigations of the Youth Division, chasing pedophiles, basically. When I was doing this work, and we would do lectures and seminars, and I thought at that time you could probably find a pedophile rather on probably every square mile in the city of Chicago.
Well, you know, I kind of fell into working with, so I fell into forensics, and have been helping lock the sons of bitches up for 30 years. I don't know, how many people are versus how many billions of people we have. No one's ever clear with that because we're only basing it on those that were convicted. We know that there's no place we could go in this country where it isn't happening.
I mean, we're in the UP of Michigan, and right now we could be talking to someone down in Texas that could potentially be up here within a couple days to try to, potentially take your child. So it's not just in your backyard anymore. It's like a nationwide thing.
What's your name?
Joe. I was looking online to play.
To play, and what do you mean by play, Joe?
Yes.
You talked to somebody online and on the phone, and you were pretty graphic, how many times had you met women online before for sex?
2 or 3.
2 or 3. And what do you do for a living now, Joe?
I'm a grocery manager.
Here in town?
Marquette.
In Marquette. Over the phone, she tells you that she's 15. You say to her, that's messed up.
That is.
But yet you continued to talk about having sex with her. It almost seems as though that age excited you. You asked if she would do a gangbang. Why did you ask her if she was willing to do a gangbang?
She sounded eager. She sounded like she wanted to learn, and I made a mistake. I have a addiction. I will admit that I have a porn addiction. I got addicted to porn when I was probably 11, 12 years old.
Did you bring condoms?
I did not. I might have one.
Right. But you were willing to have unprotected sex with this girl.
I don't know if I would have gone that far.
So it seems to me that if I wasn't here and a real 15-year-old girl was, you would have been having sex with her by now.
I should go away for a very, very, very long time. There's no one to blame but myself.
All right, Joe, well, there's something you need to know.
You're Chris Hansen with...
Take Down with Chris Hansen. Have you seen the shows before?
I have.
And what have you thought of those shows?
But I appreciate what you do.
Well, thank you. Did you ever think you're going to end up face to face like this?
When I walked in here and saw the pizza box, I honestly knew.
Is that enough for you?
Yep. Just the wallet.
No other weapons or anything on you, sir?
No.
Okay. I'm just going to give you a quick pat down. All right.
Joe, thank you for being straight up with me. I appreciate it.
Can I shake your hand?
Yes.
It's hot and sweaty. I
appreciate it, buddy. Good luck to you. All right?
I'm sorry.
Get the help you need, all right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It sounds messed up to say, but I couldn't help but feel bad for some of these guys. I mean, I know that if they followed through with what they were going to do, that they very well would damage a kid for life. But still, watching them throw their life down the drain in real time just made me feel sad for them. And due to the pathetic nature of what they were setting out to do, my guess is these guys live very miserable lives. Does any part of you feel sorry for these guys?
No.
These guys are doing irreparable, lifelong damage to kids. I felt like just looking at them, I feel repulsed, I feel ick, I feel like, and I just feel good. Like hearing that door shut behind, like I had like a word in my head, just justice. Let's head to the Sting House. So what's going through your head when you bust a guy like that?
It's sad to see that we have this in the community, but it's good to see something come out of it to get these people off the streets. The maximum for the punishment is 20 years to life. Easily at least serve a couple years. Hopefully we have a successful rest of our day.
So in a normal sting, when you start in the morning, how late does it go?
You know, we've gone till the next morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, depending on who's coming.
So we might be having a slumber party tonight.
Could happen. It's happened before. So this weekend we have a sting operation with the Marquette County Sheriff's Department. Decoys will go undercover posing as children and see if men will approach them and try to make a date for sex. If they do, they will be invited over here. I will confront them and then they'll be arrested by the Marquette County Sheriff's Office. We've been doing investigations for 20 years now. And yet here we are, 20 years and probably 600 guys later. The problem is worse than ever before.
You've pioneered a whole new genre of content where now there's people that their entire career is doing somewhat very similar things. One, did that blow your mind? And two, not all of them get the guys arrested.
You know, when I stop to think about it, now that you mention it, it is kind of mind-boggling. This one idea for a one-off story for Dateline NBC in 2004.
It's a Dateline hidden camera investigation no parent will want to miss.
He thinks he's at this house to have sex with a 14-year-old girl. Chris Hansen with a Dateline hidden camera investigation.
Has turned into all this. And in terms of the vigilante catchers, you know, some of them have done a service. And I think there's a solid place for citizen journalists. But it concerns me that I think some, not all, but some of these vigilante catchers are out to just be as outlandish as possible.
A phone call's coming in for a potential and everyone's waiting, holding their breath to see if a lady's coming through.
I don't want to get in trouble. I'm not here to get you in trouble. I just want to have a good time.
He's coming.
But what's your mental preparation? Like, what are you doing before they come?
Well, I'm working on a lot of different things. So I've gone through the material for this particular confrontation. I'll start going through it again in a few minutes here when we know he's on the way, for sure. And other than that, you know, you're just kind of keeping aware, and I'm working on other stories at the same time.
They're just trying to see if it's real, see if they can manipulate him, take advantage.
Do you feel bad for these guys at all?
Do I feel bad? No, at all. They knew what they was doing. They need to ask what.
Tell me about the potential perp. He said that he is 49. He's actually 53, we found out.
I think interesting, first of all, that he's willing to lie about a minor detail like that.
He's coming from like 3 hours away.
Didn't he also take a picture?
He took a picture of his on the side of the road, sent it to the decoy.
Okay, you guys are some of the world experts in tracking down. What kind of commonalities do you notice amongst these guys? Traits, characteristics?
They all lie about inconsequential details. This guy that just said he's 49, he's really 53. We've had guys lie about the type of car they're driving.
How has doing this job changed how you guys look at the world?
Like, I feel like when I have kids, they're not getting on anything. And Chris talks about all the time that when he first started doing this, he thought he was going to do it like once or twice. And now, 20 plus years later, he's still doing it.
And he's busier than ever.
And he's busier than ever.
There are exponentially more platforms upon which adults can approach children. So while there is more activity now than ever before, it's more difficult to detect. I think technology has opened this up. I think people are more exposed to fantasies.
Is it all men or ever women showing up here?
I've never had a woman.
Never had a woman.
Women like to have a connection, whereas men are like out hunting for whatever. So the women, it's always somebody who's closer.
The female, you're more likely to see in the teacher-student scenario. The female wants to know the victim. The male likes the anonymity.
Miss Nutley was a teacher at St. Xavier High School. This is a Catholic school in Springfield Township, a Catholic school of all places.
Has doing this job made you look at men differently?
I mean, I always thought there were perverts out there, but like, there's so many, I guess.
To get an idea of the damage this crime can cause a family, we spoke with a mom whose child suffered from the hands of an exploitive adult, and she spoke to the impact this had on her life.
I didn't notice everything until maybe 3 years into the relationship. I started noticing that he was a little bit like not affection. So I kind of just assumed that he was cheating on me. We took a trip out to Michigan, and that's when I actually found out that my daughter had a boy over. I investigated deeper into her phone and found out that this other kid was actually 23. So I called the cops and they did lock him up. But that same night, something was bothering me about why was she so comfortable in my bed? So I went and asked my daughter, has Tim ever touched you? And Tim was right behind me and I felt him. I felt his energy behind me, like the nervousness. And she said yes. I turned around, I just started throwing things at him. And that's when I used, have you ever my daughter? He nodded. One time. I'm so confused at this moment. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? You said one time, but you're saying no. What's going on? He was on a run for at least 2 weeks. He took a plead, the 10-year plead. It was underage. He just repeatedly with underage.
This is such a cat and mouse game. Like, we'll have like someone 30 minutes away, call. And then they chicken out. Or someone calls back and is like, hey, I want to pee on you. And then they chicken out.
Comes in, goes out. We try to maintain a low key, but you got to eat good. Got to bring beef jerky.
And a typical day, 8-10 hour day, how many people would you bust?
It really varies by location. You know, there have been some where we've packed in four guys in an afternoon. And then there's some where we've showed up and we've been there for 2 days and nobody shows up.
What are the major red flags of a that people can be aware of or think about?
So if we just take an extreme, on one extreme, we know these people because they're always talking the language. Instead of calling people kids, they're F toys or, you know, even dates, they're objects. On that end, we know who those people are because they're always verbalizing. But most are at the other end. They have a great social persona. They look good, they sound good, but they're very schmoozy. And it's that schmooziness that we forget. That's psychopath traded.
In any way, do you feel bad for these guys?
Sometimes, you know, you get a guy who gets on his knees, who spent 6 months in battle in Iraq, maybe has PTSD, and he's begging you for forgiveness. You can't help but feel bad. But at the end of the day, if we weren't here and a child was here, what would have happened?
Because there's no doubt in my mind, a large number of the people that are incarcerated are going to get back out and restart again.
Hi. I'm sorry I missed your call.
Yeah, I'm like 30 minutes away. I was just making sure you're gonna be still up and shit.
Yeah, I'm still up. I'm waiting.
Alright. So, what do you just want to text me the address when I call you back, or what do you want to do?
Yeah. Just let me know when you're in Ishpeming and I'll text you the address.
Alright.
Okay. Hurry up. I can't wait to see ya.
Alright.
Okay. Bye.
Does it surprise you how many guys are out there trying to do this?
Yes and no. Our jurisdiction has a very high amount of CSCs, criminal sexual conducts.
I guess, how does it make you feel getting to do this job?
This? Good. Like, I've seen so many stories that are like horrific. Some of these people do to minors is sickening.
Do you think our justice system properly takes care of these guys?
I think they all need to go to prison for some stint, however long. I'm not sure. I will say, I think reoffenders, my personal opinion, shouldn't be able to walk another day freely.
Anything you think people back home should know?
If you're a sexual assault victim, don't be afraid to speak out and tell your story to somebody from trained law enforcement officials that do handle this stuff in a sensitive manner, and don't be afraid to report it and speak out about it.
There are a boatload of clips from this episode that, for reasons I cannot get into, are only available on Patreon. If you'd like to support independent journalism and have access to these clips, the link to subscribe is in the description.
There's a last-minute hustle and bustle to get everyone in place.
We'll see him on the camera, so if he does, everyone will just shift.
Make sure everybody's signed. Just do a final check your phones. Everything's How well do these guys usually scope out a place before they go to it? I think last year, and the one we did the other one, I think we've had 2 or 3 go by. They'll drive by once or twice just to make sure they're looking for, obviously, police cars, anything suspicious, obviously lighting, any suspicious movement at all that would indicate, hey, there's something just to justify their concerns. So once they're in, they're fully committed. So, like, how do you approach this from a psychological standpoint so that you keep it going without tipping them off, but you still get information, like when to text them, when not to text them? I think it's just by feel.
Do you want the honest answer or the TV answer? Honest. You just gotta be really f***ed up. Do you think he would be disappointed to know that someone sending him all the nice messages was a guy like you with a beard? They're gonna know when I take the stand.
Is this off a hookup website?
Yeah, this is off of a website that just strictly deals with prostitution.
So he's probably been there, done that before.
Usually.
So that means the decoy has a fake profile with a few pictures.
Yep, I created a fake profile. The website's out of Europe.
How racy can you get with the pictures?
The pictures are of our actual decoy. She can get as racy as she's comfortable. Obviously, we don't get too racy with ours. So he knows that she's 15, and his big holdup was he had to find some place to get rid of his kid for the night.
Do you know how old his kid is?
I don't think we discussed it.
He could be minutes away.
Yeah.
And you gave him the address at what point?
Just within the last 30 seconds, a minute ago.
Let's get ready. Subject spotted. Okay, baby, here we go. This is our guy. Hey, Burby asked where to park. There he is. Yep. I think he's gonna pull up around from the left.
just hang out. You can have a seat. You got some weed?
Yeah.
Okay. How was the drive?
Shitty, man. I got behind some guy that was going like 20 miles an hour and shit.
I was wondering what was taking you so long.
Yeah.
You got the condoms too?
Yeah. You want that? You want to do that?
Sure. Well, I'm gonna run upstairs and grab my bong really fast. I'll be right back, okay?
Alright.
Okay.
What do we got here?
Oh, man.
How you doing?
Good.
What'd y'all bring?
There's some weed.
Some weed?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Jeremy.
Jeremy? And Jeremy, where are you from?
From Michigan.
What part of Michigan?
Iron Mountain.
Iron Mountain. What brought you here tonight?
She said she wanted to smoke.
She wanted to smoke. And who is she?
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
No, I just met her online.
You just met her online.
Okay.
And what was your plan here for tonight, Jeremy?
Just smoke.
Smoke?
Yeah.
Sex?
I mean, she said she...
Bring weed and alcohol to a 15-year-old girl after a sexually charged conversation.
I didn't know she was
Okay, we can go round and round, but she told you. What made you think that this was okay?
I didn't think it was okay.
You didn't think it was okay, so why did you do it? And look what happened. Is there anything else you want people to know about the situation you're in tonight, Jeremy?
No.
Why did you think it was okay to leave your teenage girl home alone to come here and meet another teenage girl, Jeremy?
All right, we're gonna sit you up, okay? We're gonna roll over to your back. Bring your knees up to your chest.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Go ahead and take a seat.
Jeremy, how old are you?
41.
41. And what do you do for a living, Jeremy?
Work at a warehouse.
You work at a warehouse. And what do you do at the warehouse?
Load trucks.
Load trucks. Well, Jeremy, as I started to say before you tried to leave, I'm Chris Hansen.
I'm not giving you guys permission to videotape.
Well, we don't need it.
Okay, well, I don't have nothing to say.
We do stories on men who try to meet kids for sex. And you've become one of those stories. Is there anything else you want people to know?
No.
Okay, well, these people here will take it from here then.
Go, Jeremy.
Chris, you just completed 2 days, a lot of bus. What's going through your mind right now?
Tommy, the fact that a guy would leave his own children behind, a f***ing and 16-year-old, to drive an hour to meet a 15-year-old, allegedly for sex,
You're taking this
bring weed, alcohol, it never ceases to stun me.
The anticipation, right when he started walking up to the house, my heart was thumping.
Yeah, mine too. Still does.
It's an amazing thing. I mean, I've seen it so many times through the television, seen how it goes, but then to be here in the moment, it's like a rodeo when you're out there.
You don't know what's going to happen. And typically, we have the element of surprise. I mean, sometimes these guys are suspicious. Sometimes they'll say, "You're Chris Hansen," before I can say, "I'm Chris Hansen." He obviously felt pretty comfortable when he saw the undercover deputy posing as the 15-year-old girl. He thought that this was going to go to plan. And when she excused herself, it was time for me to come in and ask my questions.
I'm sure every guy comes in and tries to deny to some level.
Sure.
Is it airtight? Like, is there any way this guy can't say, "I didn't know she was 15"?
The way the sheriff's detectives and deputies work, they have a clear record of informing the alleged that this person they're coming to visit is 15.
Is playing dumb the most common defense mechanism?
It's playing dumb. I didn't see the age. They try to convince the detectives that because you have to be 19 to get on that platform, that they assume that they were 19, even though people get on these platforms at a younger age.
Do you think he knew he was an animal in a trap by the time you sat down with him?
I think he knew he was in trouble. I don't think he knew who I was, and so he's wondering, am I the mad dad? Am I the police? Or am I someone else?
To see what you've been doing the last many years, busting guys like this, getting them off the street, America's rooting for you, man.
I appreciate it, Tommy. I appreciate it very much.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, man. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. All right, folks. Well, that's what it's like inside of Operation, busting and putting them to justice. We'll see you guys next week. What you have just seen is the tip of the iceberg when it comes to what True Blue has to offer. They have countless documentaries with Chris Hansen, many more episodes of pedo catching, and a series called Cops Under Fire, which is the wildest cop show I have ever seen. If you would like to see more of this for only $4.99 a month, you can subscribe.
We've seen this situation spiral out of control during the past 5 years. It's a complex problem and the city's plan isn't working. It's impacting businesses, residents, and the hundreds here on the streets.
Seeing this just makes me like so sad. And when you're using, you don't realize it. It really like opens your eyes to just how bad it really is.
That's really zombie land. Nothing but zombies walking around. That's really their world over there. You ever hit Mass Ave? That's Geeko land.
Felt alive my first total crack. Imagine that. When karma attacks, you allow your pregnant girlfriend to go and lay on her back. Detoxing them cold shakes. Man, it made my soul break. Rotten teeth, I can see my skull in my own face.
Right here was showing through my skin. I got started when I was 10. By 12, I was smoking crack and doing dope.
I've been selling drugs since I was like 12.
These people are people. Some of these are like the nicest, greatest people. They just had like really bad trauma or really bad losses in life or just bad luck.
It's a demon. He's one hard motherfucker castaway.
Perhaps no place in America better exemplifies the opioid epidemic than Boston's Methadone Mile. Each morning, hundreds of addicts line up at methadone clinics to get their dose, hoping today won't be the day that they relapse. In the 90s, Big Pharma flooded the market with pain pills, getting millions hooked and walking away with billions in profit, all while facing little to no consequences. But the aftermath of what they did is still visible in the streets of Boston today. In this open-air drug market, crack, fentanyl, meth, and xylazine habits are as cheap as a few dollars a day. And here in these streets, people are trapped in a grim and brutal cycle of addiction. In this story, we'll peel back the layers, speaking to people from Harvard doctors to people selling crack, and from the addicts fighting for survival to those who have escaped their addiction and now work to help others. Furthermore, we aim to uncover the deeper question of how Methadone Mile came to be. As we unravel this mystery, we'll reveal how a single failed infrastructure project may be a key factor behind the hundreds now living in the streets of Boston. Welcome to the side of Boston you've never seen before. If there's any place in America that has been affected by the opioid crisis, this has to be one of the ground zero spots. So something interesting in history, guys, is that way back in the day, Boston had a very booming opium trade. And actually that's one of the main hospitals in the area of Methadone Mile, Mass General. The endowment was funded by the opium traders. And we got a lot of Chinese folks addicted to opium. Fast forward to today, now Chinese fentanyl is flooded our streets, and the very hospitals that were created from that wealth of the opium is now being used to help fight fentanyl addiction. So it's interesting the parallels of history, how it weaves and ebbs and flows. The first guy we're gonna meet with is a guy by the name of Eric, who also goes by his rapper name, Exit Fame. By day, he's a recovery specialist that helps people navigate their own addiction and get better. And by night, he's an artist, he's a rapper. He's actually on tour right now.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome, guys. Good, good. What this is, this area, this is what they called it, Mass Ave, Mass and Cass, Methadone Mile. This is a halfway house right here. It houses like 90 guys. A lot of craziness happens in there. I've been to a lot of halfway houses myself. I've been out here, stuff like that, but. Some of these people I know, like my guy right there. What up, dude? What up? What up, man? Not much. What are you up to? We're actually doing a documentary on this area, but I know everybody don't want to be filmed. You know, might have a couple bucks for you. Meet me around the corner or something. Where do you want me to go? Go to the gas station. Not everybody can come out here. You know what I mean?
We get bottles chucked in our car if it was just us here.
Yeah.
How long have you been sober for?
5 years.
What did it take to get it clean?
A lot of pain.
It's crazy because I'm a recovery coach with Gavin now. I'm working in Beth Israel hospitals. I came from circumstances, man, where I was a follower. You know what I mean? Being a follower, it put me in situations where 17 years of my life in prisons, DYS, you know what I mean?
Without Eric with us, we would have gotten a very aggressive response. I mean, these are people that are suffering in a very difficult part of their life. But because Eric was such a well-respected and known figure in the area, when they saw Eric, they wanted to come by and share their story.
What happened to your hand, man?
Xylazine.
Yeah?
Yeah. It literally eats like the tissue. It's supposed to like mimic benzos.
What happens when you do benzos?
I black out and I pick up charges.
You like to fight when you're on benzos?
No, I like to steal things. I'll wake up like 3-4 days later going, what happened?
In the midst of Methadone Mile, you got business owners, people living here, people that are just fighting to survive, pay rent, pay the energy bill, and have to live with hundreds and hundreds of users all around them. And so we're actually going to an auto shop to talk to people about what it's like conducting business.
Every day you get like 2-3 boosters trying to come and sell me stuff. They'll steal it from like the local South Bay over there. It was a fentanyl deal that got arrested right in front of us right here. That happens at least like twice a month, to be honest. I've actually caught a lot of people using the bathroom here, taking shits outside right there. I had to like clean that up. It's pretty dirty. That is human shit, yeah. I'd say on a week we get at least like 2 cars breaking into so they can sleep in there. For example, I got that car right there with a broken window. Obviously it's a junk car, but they still broke the window and they sleep inside the car and stuff. So I had this dude, he used to work for us, he used to like help us sweep up. So one time I gave him my car to go basically get a part from the parts store down the street. The car keys had the keys to the shop. Me, I wasn't thinking that he would go to Home Depot and copy the key, which is exactly what he did. He came in with that copied key, stole the whole shop, basically robbed it all. Robbed TVs, even robbed the vehicle that was in here. You can see like what a mess it was, honestly. There was like pipes on the ground. There was I'd say at least like 10 needles, to be honest, because he came with like at least 4 people.
So you've tried to employ people from the area?
Yeah.
And
try to help them, but yeah.
Would you do it again?
No.
Well, we've been in a couple facilities together. You know, we was in treatment like 2019, 2018, been with him, you know, but he's a good dude. My man cleans up nice. I believe in him.
I'm a primary care physician at Massachusetts General Hospital, and I teach medicine at Harvard Medical School. Yeah, the recovery process off of opiates is awful. First of all, you're physically addicted, and it's miserable to come off the opiates.
How accessible is recovery in the city?
It's good. There's a very good support system, you know. Everyone I knew growing up, all the old people I watched either die, end up in prison, or institutions, you know. It even runs in my family.
Is that when you were growing up, when you were young too?
Yeah. I started seeing it when I was young, you know.
What do you see as the way out of all of this?
I know that the only way out of all of this is to do the right thing, make a step to change your life, and, you know, get sober.
When you get addicted, your sort of emotional connection unfortunately becomes with the drug itself, and you sort of tune out other people. So the minute you take the drug away, you're very lonely and you're just kind of stuck in this awful place where you're. And then third of all, you're dealing with all the chaos that you've created in your life. I think some people are lucky, but most people create quite a mess.
Like my mother's in addiction, you know. She's like the most important person in my life. I can be there for her, be around her, and I know that if she's in active addiction, using, I can't change her or make her better, you know. You have to want it on your own.
I am an Alcoholics Anonymous. Shout out to all the fellowships out there that's helping people change their lives. My father had this disease, because we do believe that this is a disease, and got to a point where he was sneaking drugs out of my stuff, and one day I found him dead in the house. I had to smoke crack to deal with life. I had to use dope to deal with life, but now I'm stealing from my mother, I'm stealing from my kids, and the craziness that I did to get the next one, jumping in cars while they're still running, only to find that there's a baby in the back. I'm playing with my life now just to get high or steal something from someone's car I haven't used since 2019, August 3rd. For anybody out there watching this, man, and seeing the reality of what's really going on, nobody wants to be in this situation. We all looking for a way out, and that's why it's never go back.
Two of my uncles and my cousins is out here right now. I'm hoping I can run into them. I'm basically right now spreading love through food.
How much did you go out of pocket to make this happen?
$500.
So how do you fund all this?
I'm blessed.
Yeah.
People give to me, so I give back.
And what kind of impact you see, or what kind of interactions you have with people that are feeling cared for, maybe for the first time in a week or a month or a year?
As long as somebody smiles. You hungry? No, baby, this is free.
You moved down here from Florida?
Yeah, I've been down here since 18, started using dope. My kid's mother first started using needles. I never used a needle in my life, bro, till she hit me.
Hey, what's up?
Motherfucker, where you been to?
I've been locked out.
He said, I've been locked up. That's my dude. You gotta get your ass back in treatment, man.
I've been home for a year and a half. I just wrapped up
For real, go. I didn't even recognize you at first. I was like, oh, that's fucking Jimmy.
So it's really encouraging to see, like, even when you dive into the weeds, that one of the first things we jump into is people that are actively giving back and working to help make this place better. So we got this lady here that set up the food. We have Exit Fame, who every single day is in the trenches trying to help people, bring them to recovery. What got someone to a place that they started off as a cute little healthy baby to someone on the street? And that's part of the mystery that we're unraveling. We're gonna go to something that we haven't really experienced, which is a crack house. I thought crack was a relic of maybe the 80s and that with fentanyl had been dying out, but it turns out it's still alive and well here in Boston and probably more cities than I know about. What's kind of crazy, we're driving through a wealthy neighborhood. We're only 10 minutes from the spot, and it just goes to show you're never really that far away from where it goes down. For context, there's kids on a playground. Like outside it's very normal and family-like, and inside there's crack. Yo, we're outside. What's up, bro? Good to meet you.
Alright, you're here with Chef Twin. We're gonna show you how to turn this into a cookie. I've been selling drugs since I was like 12. I learned how to chef when I was like 16.
What do you think about the risks of this business?
There's always a bunch of risks, but that's what comes with it. You gotta take risks to get rich. That's my motto.
Is there such thing as secondhand high just from cooking it?
I think you guys wanna, this is around the time where it'll start doing that. But if you can see, it dried up.
Do you ever feel bad for the fiends?
Not really. I actually love my fiends too. I don't be feeling bad though. I feel like whatever you're consuming is on you.
When you look at Mass Ave and all the people outside on the street, what role do you feel like you play in all of that?
I'm there for them. They're gonna get it one way or another. I'm just helping them out, making it easy for them.
In the last 7 days, how much money would you say you've made doing this?
Probably like 4,000. Not too crazy.
Have you ever lost a client?
Yeah, I have actually. She got high in front of her. She just kept getting high, kept getting high. Kept buying, until she ran out of money. When she ran out of money and I seen that she was like, I left. Like the next day, 2 days later, we got the call saying that she was dead from my other fiend.
Not every scene was able to fit into this video, so to see a treasure trove of inside access to see things you can't find anywhere else on the internet, click my Patreon link. It is in the description.
Good morning, everybody. It's 7:30 here. We're up early to see what the methadone clinics look like right now. Apparently there are lines around the corner. This is when everyone gets their dose of methadone, and we want to see what that's like.
Opioid withdrawals are often so intense that they stop people from even trying to detox. But instead of enduring the agony of going cold turkey, many users turn to the synthetic opioid methadone. While some say it's just another drug for users to get hooked on, others celebrate methadone's ability to reduce substance cravings and withdrawal symptoms. And that's why you see all these people lined up here early in the morning at these methadone clinics. For some, it's their lifeline to recovery.
About what time does the methadone clinic line start?
5 a.m. in the morning.
So people are up early.
Yeah.
So people are wondering, does methadone help the problem or hurt the problem?
It helps the problem. Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on, brother? What time do you guys get up and get ready to get in the line?
I get up anywhere from like 6 to 9 when there's no line.
When you first receive a dose of methadone, how do you feel after?
So it takes about 15 minutes for it to kick in, but after it kicks in, I I feel like just relaxed, more or less.
The same, normal.
Like, is there a high or a buzz to it?
No buzz.
So would you say it helps your life?
Definitely, it honestly saved my life. I've been on drugs on and off for 10 years. I tried Suboxone, Sublocade, what's the other one, Vivitrol, all the shots.
Yeah.
And I've noticed methadone is the one that really helped me the most.
That's xylazine. That's what xylazine does to you.
That's from xylazine?
Yeah, it's all from xylazine. I had it too. See how it's all
I know people that sniff when they get it.
Yeah, that's what that's from too. I had one point with my shin bone here, right here, was showing through my skin, right here. And it's gotten to get that way again anyway, but all this is from xylazine. The back here, these cuts, this one here, I could put my finger through before. But yeah, nasty, you know? A lot of holes. The nasty, see how this is all in here, like, you know.
How much did a rough childhood play a part in where you are today?
Huge. I went through the whole Catholic priest thing, and I will say that was the biggest thing that made me want to use.
I got started when I was 10. My brother was 5 years older. He got me selling weed by 10, and by 12 I was smoking crack and doing dope.
Where were your parents in all of this?
Too busy to give a fuck about us. My father just beat the shit out of us every day. And my mother kind of wished she never had us. She said it all the time. And she didn't even cry when my brother got murdered after he did 12 years in Walpole. What? She didn't cry at his funeral. I miss my brother every day.
Addiction has to do a lot of times with like untreated trauma or untreated anxiety and depression in your life. I mean, these people need mental health care. I don't know how these people manage to do it if they're living on the streets, no health insurance, no job, no supportive community. We've really got to meet them where they are. These people are people. Some of these are like the nicest, greatest people. A lot of them just had like really bad trauma or really bad losses in life or just bad luck. Getting them on medical therapy is the first step. And make sure they're not going to overdose. Get them on Suboxone, methadone. But you have to get people housing. It's very difficult to stay in stable recovery if you don't have a stable place for housing.
What resources are out there to help you on your journey?
Oh, I can go into a program where people got mad drugs and just do them in there. There is no help.
So the biggest misconception is that we have these happy hedonists roaming around, whereas the people who are addicted are the most miserable people on the face of the earth, and they desperately need our help, care, and attention.
After you smoke crack, you get resin and you get a push. And unfortunately, this is this little bit will get you going and turn into a day of a devil chase. We're sitting here interviewing, but this is not something that's to be glorified. This is a disease that we're facing, and it's literally a mental trap. Unfortunately, this is what crack cocaine and drugs do to you. For anyone who's watching this, I would say, if you're not doing drugs, don't do them. But if you're doing them, do them the safest way you can, and just try to stay conscious and stay strong, and eventually you'll get through it.
So, what's the penalty if a cop sees this?
Nothing.
For context, we were across the street from a jail where inmates were cleaning up garbage and cop cars lined the street, and these users were openly using drugs without any concern for being caught.
Anywhere else, I swear, this is like a zone for where this is allowed.
We're literally next to a sheriff, and are you worried at all with having open stuff?
No, I would never hit you, don't worry. I'm precision with that thing.
Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you. My name's Maddie, bro.
Nice to meet you. Here, walk and talk with me. We're doing a methadone mild documentary.
Exit, what's up, brother? See all the big hitters out
right here.
Congratulations. Yeah, man.
Sober house.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
I heard.
This shit's wild out here, bro. So that's like a common thing, right? You'll see that all day, every day. You see how it is.
Tell me about, do you have a story with recovery or addiction?
Yeah, I did 17 years in prison, bro. I was in the max for 17 years. I started getting high up there doing dope. When I got home, I was clean for about a year, and then
Your addiction started in prison?
Yeah, I shot dope for the first time in prison. It's crazy, right?
How hard is it to get in prison?
your deal is next door. You know what I mean? They'll cuff it to you, do whatever.
So as a former user, taking away the tents, does that help the situation or hurt the situation?
Bro, in my opinion, they took people out of a secluded area and put them right on Front Street, bro.
Just hours ago, we saw plenty of tents and plenty of crowds out at Mass and Cass. We did talk with the mayor. She did say the city is making progress, but agrees more needs to be done. Boston Mayor Michelle Wu says things are better than a year ago with more people in permanent and transitional housing.
It's not the same as where we were a year ago with fortified encampments and people who have been truly residing on the streets for years at that point.
For the most part, I feel like these people are harmless, bro. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of, mixing it up with the
Where
drugs.
do you put folks like this? What do you do with guys like that?
Man, it's hard, bro, because you go to the hospital and they'll kick you back. If you don't say you're suicidal, they're kicking you back out on the streets.
When I meditate, I inhale through my nose. In the streets, I exhale crack smoke and negativity through my mouth. Money feeds your ego, integrity makes you the man of the house. I'm not from Milwaukee, but since 13, I was chasing them bucks. Being mentally locked in is better than being physically locked up.
We're out here at Bedrock in front of a recovery center, and we're gonna talk to a guy that just hit 8 years sober today, and also show you inside a facility that someone might come to start that journey of recovery and sobriety. Tell the people who you are and why today is important.
So I'm mathematics, I'm a recovering alcoholic or an addict, recovering, gangster get money and stuff in the streets. And then now today, I'm also recovering from low self-esteem, low self-worth, low self-doubt, also addiction and alcoholism and criminal thinking. And so today I celebrate 8 years of recovery. And what makes me in recovery is because I work a program that's a thinking and a personality change.
What is your role in this facility?
So I'm a group specialist, and then I'm also an alumni coordinator, and I do community engagement. So I get people back into the facility if they need help.
You just got to surrender. You can do it. You already did it for 8 months, so you know you can do it. You just got to give yourself another shot.
3 years clean when I fucking went out.
Remember
I met you over at the tent?
Yes.
You got this, you got this, you got this.
So pretend you just found me on Mass Ave. What am I going through today?
All right, so the first thing that would happen is you would come and do an intake inside of here. There'd be like a nurse. You get like some toiletries. And this is where they do the intake. They ask you like what you're detoxing from, a whole plethora of questions. And then the nurse clears you to go upstairs to either residential, if your urine's clean, if you're stable. But if you need a detox, you gotta go to detox for up to 8 days.
Seeing how nice this place is, it's hard for me to imagine choosing to stay in the street over coming here.
Yeah, but there's a mental obsession, and the mental obsession is so strong that, a mental obsession is a persistent, reoccurring thought that doesn't respond to logic or reason.
First of all, you're physically addicted, and it's miserable to come off the opiates. And that lasts for weeks. And then there's a psychological component. It's very difficult to get off opiates. When you get addicted, your sort of emotional connection unfortunately becomes with the drug itself, and you sort of tune out other people. So the minute you take the drug away, you're very lonely and you're just kind of stuck in this awful place.
So it'd be logical and reasonable to say that, but when that mental obsession, the grips of addiction are on you, it's all about the next one. We put this in front of our families, in front of our mothers, in front of our kids. I'll overdose, I'll rip the IV out my arm, and 2 minutes later I'll go call the dealer and get more of the stuff that'll almost just kill me. No fear, you can't scare an alcoholic or an addict. So I would come down to this methadone clinic, get my dose, and then after you get your dose, and then you walk up this way, and when I would stop walking up this way, it would be to like sell pills, either buy some crack. Sometimes I would get high over here behind these trailers. So this is the infamous McDonald's. Before you could sell drugs out there in the open like it's going now before COVID, most of all the drugs were sold through the McDonald's right here.
What is the recovery rate? If they come in here for an 8-day treatment, what is the percentage chance they're gonna?
1 out of 10 make it to 30 days. 8 days isn't enough. Detox is grammar school, then 30-day treatments high school, then inpatient like 2 or 3 month treatments, college, and IOP 5 is like master degree, IOP 3 is like PhD, and then going home right after detox is like trying to get a master's and a doctorate at the same time. So you're trying to go home with a grammar school education, but you're trying to pass doctorate and master degree level classes, and that's why we have 13 alcoholics and addicts dying every hour.
Does harm reduction, does it help people or does it enable addiction?
So I had a bad vision of harm reduction before, but I think now the scope is we'd rather have the person alive on harm reduction than pass away. My only thing with harm reduction is most people get on it, but they struggle to get off. Most addicts and alcoholics, we only know how to start doing drugs and alcohol, but we don't know how to stop. So this is my office.
You got an office, man?
Yeah.
What is it like for your family and friends seeing you back in the day hustling, taking, using to, he has Post-it notes on his computer.
Oh, my mother's really proud of me. You know what I mean? She can sleep good at night. My kids are proud of me. I went from being a deadbeat dad to now I raise my daughter full time. Camp, after school programs, we spend time together. She comes to all my events. She's in the bulk of my videos. So it's just like, you know, I went from being a neglectful father to actually now being a nurturing father.
To uncover the origins of methadone, we brought together a powerhouse of Boston legends. From Millie's, the rapper who's putting Massachusetts on the map, to Bean Shooter, a former addict and frequent flyer to prison, and now a guy who transformed himself and became an entrepreneur, comedian, and a source of inspiration for those in recovery. Together, we chartered a boat and sailed towards the remains of the missing Long Island Bridge, a key piece of infrastructure that we believe holds the key to understanding how methadone came to be.
So fellas, we're right by Long Island and Quincy. Tell me what this island means to you in your journey.
As far as I go, you know, I was always going out there to detox in Long Island or Andrew House Recovery on the island, which you could go out there to detox. They used to drive you over the bridge. They used to have these buses at night and all the homeless people would line up and they had a fenced-in area and they'd bus them all over here at night. And then in the morning, you know, you'd go back. And then when they closed the island, they closed the detoxes, and the homeless were scattered all about, and they all ended up down on Mass Ave.
Tommy, this is where we can dock up right here. So we're pulling up on the dock, the Long Island, Quincy. From what I understand, it's entirely abandoned. So we're gonna check it out, we're gonna investigate.
It's like some Shutter Island type shit.
We might have to hop a couple fences. Boston PD, you guys can come get me in Milwaukee, all right? Back behind these trees and all the way down, we had sober living homes, recovery homes, juvenile detention facilities, and this is where people would get bused back. They'd be going through detox, they'd go bust back from Boston to here. And so you had a contained population that weren't out on the streets. There's a ripple effect, there's a domino effect. One little thing leads to another, and it's crazy how one little bridge has led to hundreds and hundreds of people on the street, which has led to family members going missing, people living in tents on the street, and all because one little bridge started the domino effect.
It's a strange feeling being back here, you know. It just reminds me of, you know, being dope sick and going to detox, and it seems like another lifetime when I was coming out here all the time.
You think we're the only people on this island right now?
No, there's got to be someone else out here.
Ski! Ski! It feels almost like we're watching the decay of America in slow motion. I mean, 100%. We're this rich, prosperous country, but we have these cities with all these addicts on the street. We have abandoned buildings with wooden boards over the windows. It's almost embarrassing because when most countries think of America, they don't think of this.
Everybody says we want to help addicts, we want to do this. And me opening sober homes, I found this firsthand. Until it goes into your neighborhood, then we want money for addiction, just not in my fucking backyard.
To dig deeper on what the path of sobriety looks like, we head with Bean Shooter back to his stomping grounds of Lowell, a city near Boston, to visit his home and his sober house, to speak with the fellas there and get their insights on a path to a drug-free life.
That's my prison mugshot, actually.
What'd you go away for this one?
That one was trafficking over 100 pounds of marijuana.
That was when you did business with the cartel?
Yeah.
Did that make you nervous?
No, not really. They were good to me. They're good people. So when I got custody of my daughter, it was only 2 bedrooms, me and my father, and that was my bedroom. I had to make a bedroom up here, which is like a prison cell. This is how I live. Tommy don't believe it. Look at the obligatory ice pick next to the bed. This is when I'm gonna climb down the ladder to piss at night. I'm a real fucking Viking.
You really piss that every
Sometimes I have to, Tommy, you know? Sometimes I have no fucking choice.
Over your lifetime, how much time did you spend in prison?
I've been asked that a lot. About 13, 14 years.
That's a long ass time.
Yeah, but on the installment plan. Oh, this is my first sober house I bought. Want to see the house inside?
Yeah.
That's me. It's my old
Doing time like a gentleman since 1985.
Yeah, too.
Was part of your journey getting sober in a sober house like this?
Oh, I've been in a bunch of them, but when I got sober last time, I was in Deerfield Beach, Florida, and I was in a sober house, and I remember getting in there and I'm like, wait a minute, there's 6 guys in here paying $150 a week, that's $900 a week, that's fucking $3,600 a month in this little fucking ranch, right? And because I've always been a numbers guy, you know, selling drugs and doing whatever, and that was when I first got the idea, wow, you make money and you're helping people. Like anybody will tell you that's a recovering addict, helping another addict helps me.
So guys here, how long have they been sober for?
Everyone's different. I mean, I got a guy who's been here almost 4 years. You know, I got some guys who got out of detox a month ago. So and then sometimes people relapse. I had a guy recently who just relapsed. I saw him and I knew he was high. You know, they can try to lie to me and I'm like, oh, I'll take a urine right now. And I'm just like, hey, listen, you already failed it. If you already failed the eyeball test, like I'm not even gonna waste a fucking cup on you. And 99% of the time they'll be like, all right, you know. Recently, I came here just like this. We were right here on the porch, and Bundy went in, and I says, oh, go in and get so-and-so, Jason. And I heard him scream, get the Narcan. And I'd been open 5 years. I'd never had anybody die in my house. And I ran in, and I touched him, and he was ice cold. I just said, fucking, you can put the Narcan away, you know. He's gone, and that sucked. The family came, and I had to talk with them. And the kid had been here a while, 2 years, and he became a friend, you know. I was with him all the time, and I felt guilt over it, like, I dropped the ball, and then I talked to his brother, and his brother said, yeah, I know he got high a couple times. He'd been here so long, I was comfortable with him. I hadn't urined him for a couple of weeks, because usually at least once a week I'll urine you, and I felt like, you know, I kind of dropped the ball on that one. See someone die in your house, it sucks, so we try to keep that from happening again.
So Lopez, tell me, how far into your journey of sobriety are you?
Right now, I came here November 6th of last year, but my recovery is good. You know, it's been a struggle and a roller coaster.
How many days in are you?
Altogether, since last year, it would have been 10 months.
Just driving around here, even a few blocks around here, there's a lot more people out in the park. Mm-hmm. I'd imagine if your number one goal is to be sober and then you're surrounded by people that are using 2 blocks away, 3 blocks away, does it make that journey difficult?
No, because sometimes, you know, when I leave out of here, I pray, I say, God, you know, just lead me in the right path. And I go from here straight to the recovery cafe. You know, I don't like to pass through the park today because they all know me. I know everybody from Lowell. And, you know, it breaks my heart just to see a lot of my friends on active addiction and I can't do nothing about it, you know.
How many people do you think you've lost to fentanyl?
I've lost a lot, over 30 at least. I've seen a lot of dead people in my life, man. A lot of faces that I'm always dreaming about. You get traumatized, man. Look at that guy's colors, blue and gray. I mean, it's just sad, you know.
Lopez, thank you for sharing your story, man. We wish you the best on your journey, okay?
All right, man.
You manage a sober living house. What are the biggest hurdles keeping 12 other people in this house sober?
They go out, they do their thing, they come back in here, and a lot of them, they start drinking, they start doing whatever, dope, whatever. And I'll try to work with it. You go to rehab for a couple of weeks. If not, you get the fuck out.
So have you had to kick someone out before?
Yeah.
A taxpayer might say, why am I funding addicts getting free needles, free pipes when I can barely pay rent? What do you think about that?
I don't know, it's almost like you're encouraging. I don't know, it's a 50-50. It can go swing both ways.
Mr. Kranowski. So how long have you been sober now?
So now, it's getting close to three years.
He's the manager of my other sober house. So Bundy's the manager of this one, Brian's the manager of my other one.
It was the perfect place for me. This is good stuff. A lot of good stuff goes on here. I got my old job back. I beat the case. They told me beat the case. You get your job back. Got my old job back. Just bought a car. First time in 15 years, probably 20 years. I'm making moves right now. Making moves.
Yeah.
So basically, we had these big corporate companies like Purdue Pharma, the Sackler family, pushing tons of this stuff out. then people are starting to get, that starts the addiction journey. None of them ever went to jail. None of them ever got in trouble. They're still very rich. And meanwhile, millions of Americans now are
ruined so many
struggling.
lives, yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
They should be fucking hung by their balls. It's corporate greed.
Gentlemen, hey, I just want to say, I wish you guys the best on your journey. Thank you for sharing your story. Take care.
It's honestly fucked up that Big Pharma can run amok, racking up billions in profit and leaving a trail of millions of misery in their wake. Also, a few top shareholders can pop a cork from their stupid yacht. I wish we had politicians that actually represented the people and protected Americans from companies that care nothing for their impact on the world, but only for their financial bottom line. But perhaps I'll address that in a future episode when one day this channel goes on an absolute fucking rampage exposing Big Pharma. And while we all are aware that some shadowy corporate villains are in our crosshairs, let's end this episode by celebrating the local heroes striving to make a difference. Exit Fame, Mathematics, and Bean Shooter. I have their Instagrams tagged in the description. Please blow them up with positive messages. And finally, to the people out there struggling to be sober. If we wanted to buy fentanyl, how easy would it be to find around here? It's easy.
The homeless pooping, that's like inevitable down here. You're gonna see that every 5 feet type shit. Very rare footage. I ain't never seen this shit before.
San Francisco's Tenderloin neighborhood is at the heart of the narrative about the city. Drugs, homelessness, crime.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're in San Francisco, an open-air drug market of the Tenderloin. Here to show you the fentanyl crisis and what's going on. That's one of the things this place is famous for. Yasmin found the first human shit. And right behind us, someone is lighting a pipe or something.
San Francisco is home to a notoriously gritty neighborhood called the Tenderloin. It's a place where people regularly smoke fentanyl, commit robberies, and poop in public all in broad daylight. It is home to an open-air drug market, and it's one of America's hotspots for fentanyl and homelessness. Shootings, murders, robberies, and assaults are the words you frequently find in headlines about this area. It's sort of a Wild West place where criminals run the streets, and it's gotten so bad that on March 14th of 2024, citizens and business owners banded together to sue the city of San Francisco because, and I quote, residents are terrified to leave their homes and businesses are unable to recruit staff. This is because if you walk yourself to work in the Tenderloin, it's almost certain that you will encounter people smoking fentanyl and injecting heroin. It's not uncommon to see naked homeless guys pooping and masturbating in front of you, and while you are at your job, you will need to be alert on whether the person entering your store will be stealing from you or trying to use the company bathroom to do drugs. It's a scary and filthy place, and it's also a very sad place because you have thousands of people living in absolute misery and turmoil. People that could be living up to their potential, but for some reason aren't. It's a huge problem with no end in sight. So the question is, what do you do about this? People on the right side of the political spectrum believe the solution involves more police, being tougher on crime, and moving the homeless people out of the area. But where do these people go? People on the left take what they view as more of a humanitarian approach. They look at drug addiction as an illness, and they believe the best way to help the problem is to invest into things like clean needles and pipes in an effort to prevent disease spreading, and also to provide housing and other resources for the people struggling. Today, we show you one of America's worst neighborhoods. We examine how the Tenderloin got to this point. We show you what happens here on a daily basis, and we talk about what could be done to improve this area. Let's hit the streets. Quick announcement, we've restocked the hoodies. Big Dog's Gotta Eat. We got them in the black, we got them in the blue. They're jumping off the shelves. Get yours while supply lasts. TommyGMcGee.com. Thank you.
Ain't no cap in my soul. I don't wait on no phone. I don't never do that. This is straight off the dome. This is straight off there. Got your bitch giving dough. Got your bitch giving. You already know we on.
It is November 15th, 2023 as of filming this video, and we are in San Francisco to explore the Tenderloin, which is the open-air drug market.
Let's give you a little background on the history of the Tenderloin. This section of the city earned its name after the higher quality cut of meat, beef tenderloins, and this was because police officers in the early 1900s would be able to afford beef tenderloins because of all the bribes they accepted due to ignoring illicit activity in the area. The bribes really kicked in when California passed the Red Light Abatement Act in 1914. This meant that other areas got more heavily policed, and that due to the Tenderloin's reputation for lax policing, many of those criminals came to the Tenderloin to set up shop in the area. So law enforcement looking the other way has long been part of this neighborhood's history. This area is particularly diverse, and some of this is due to the migration that followed after the Vietnam War. A significant number of people came from Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia and moved to the area due to its affordability. Now, as far as housing goes in the Tenderloin, something notable is 25% of the housing stock is owned by nonprofits. This means a lot of the housing is halfway houses, homeless shelters, and recovery centers. hours, and nonprofits do this in order to help the homeless community. A 2022 report estimated that 3,800 homeless people call this place home on any given night. And part of the reason homeless people love places like San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Phoenix is simply because of the nice weather that allows them to be outside year-round. So to summarize, the Tenderloin's troublesome predicament is nothing new, and this place has been plagued by drugs and crime for over 100 years.
Arguably the human poo capital of America. They even apparently have an app here in San Francisco that tracks where human poo is so you don't step in it on the street.
14,597 calls about piles of poo.
Down by the Civic Center, it's pretty grim.
The Poop Patrol will have a staff of 6 and 2 trucks for a cost of about $750,000.
It's going to be an interesting week to film because Chinese leader Xi Jinping, among other Asian leaders, are in town meeting with Biden, Kamala Harris.
We filmed this episode in November of 2023. During this time, San Francisco was hosting the annual meeting for APEC, or the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. APEC promotes free trade and economic development among the nations that are members. And I can understand why the United States would want to clean up the streets to welcome our foreign guests to town, but here are 2 questions that come to mind. One, as it is largely Chinese fentanyl flooding the San Francisco streets, should not Chinese leader Xi Jinping see the effects of his country's export? And 2, why is it that we can clean the streets up for foreign leaders, but we can't clean up the streets for the American taxpayer that lives there and funds the cleanup in the first place?
It appears that the Tenderloin has been altered a little bit. It's gotten a little bit of a clean image so that dear leader Xi Jinping doesn't see how crazy it really is. But we're gonna give you a picture of what it's like in San Francisco's open-air drug market, the Tenderloin. Let's begin. Right now what you're seeing is a lot of handsome Asian gentlemen walking around San Francisco, and from what I'm gathering from locals, San Francisco did not look like this only a week ago. They kind of cleaned a lot up.
Trash are what some people in the Tenderloin have learned to live with day in and day out.
Well, over the week of September 22nd, city crews collected more than 36,000 pounds of it in the Tenderloin. That's more than 18 tons, and that's only what public works crews hauled away. It doesn't even include what was picked up by the CBD or Urban Alchemy. And it's just one average week. The trash never stops.
Yeah, this guy looks like Secret Service or... Holy shit, look, riot police. What is cooking up today, huh? I thought there was gonna be a video about fentanyl and homelessness and drug addiction, but it looks like it might be interspersed with a little bit more. Are we protected from vippers here?
Don't leave your valuables with you.
Okay.
Because like they would entice them to break it. But then I'm here until 5:30.
Okay, and if you need help fighting them off, call us too, okay?
Okay.
San Francisco is famous for being one of the more lawless places in America, but because all the foreign leaders are in town, we're putting up a pretty strong show of force. I don't know if it's gonna be an entirely accurate picture of what it's like day to day, but look, as you can see, police and law enforcement and whatnot, these guys are zooted and booted and ready to rumble, so I'm guessing there's gonna be some clashes today. We're gonna go meet with some of our contacts, guys that can really show us what this thing's about. That's what this channel is about, getting inside access to places most people don't, so we can bring you the real, honest, raw truth. I have a feeling it's gonna be a little harder today for people to sell fentanyl with all these law enforcement in town. Can we go through this way, go around? So something that I think is always interesting about when you find like homeless camps or really bad drug issues is that it's very close to high wealth areas. So we got our whole Ray-Ban, we got designer fashion. In the midst of this is extreme poverty. We're meeting our contact at this train station. We'll see you guys then. Is this where it normally goes down? Is right here? It's busy?
This is like the nice part of the Tenderloin. Once you go in there, that's where it's really at. I mean, you walk down here right now,
there's so many police and federal agents.
Not only that, normally this is not like that, like this. It's really, really dirty. So where I'm from is about 10, 15 minutes south. But yes, I've been here, you know, Bay Area, Stockton all my life.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you too.
How you doing?
How
you doing?
This my brother.
How you doing, brother?
We waiting on my cousin right now. All this Apex shit got it real crowded. So he said he like 5 blocks away, but he driving.
So is it not normally like this? I noticed there's like a million feds, a million police around here.
It's never like this. You pick like the exact week where
it's gonna be a little funky in the Tenderloin.
Yeah, for sure. I said we used to be out here doing our thing probably about 12, 15 years ago. But We was outside, but my cousin, he never left. So that's why when I seen your shit, I'm like, I know who to put Tommy G in contact with.
One thing I think that's a little funny is like when the Chinese leaders come to town, it's their fentanyl that's tearing up the town. Right. But when they come, they gotta clean it up.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
I think they should see some of the fentanyl.
Right. They should.
We should show Xi Jinping a bag of fentanyl and be like, excuse me, sir, do you know where this came from?
For real. This is f***ing up our nation right now, man.
Are we officially in the Tenderloin right now?
It's just right across the street. Even right here, usually you're gonna see because nodding, leaning, everything. Right. They got the Secret Service.
Have you guys heard of ISO?
What's ISO?
It's like stronger than fentanyl.
Got some new shit now? What the f?
If you could speak directly to the great leader Xi Jinping, is there anything you would tell him?
They whole culture is crazy. From what I heard at least, ain't it communism?
Yeah. What do you think about communism?
Just being from America, I don't think it's right. I don't think one person should have that much power.
We are in the BART, which is the subway or train system?
Bay Area Rapid Transportation.
What do you notice that's different about today compared to normal?
We are literally at one of the grossest, nastiest BART stations that I ever know.
In San Francisco. And it's clean today.
It's clean today.
So what do you think it is that when foreigners come to town, when presidents from other countries come to town, we can clean it up? Or when regular old Americans are here, hey, we're just going to make it a shithole. What do you think about that?
I think it's backwards. We need to run.
Tommy G, a fighter too. He go
pretty wrestler. Wrestling, you just
you good at that shit?
Pretty good, yeah.
Let's see. Oh shit. Okay. Oh yeah.
We're gonna look into the fentanyl, the trank, and all the drugs that are hitting the city right now, and give you an inside look. Let's go, boots on the ground.
It'll be a lot more of these right now.
So is this a rich area here?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
That's the cool part about it.
These high-rises, condos and shit, it's hella expensive to live in.
And in the midst of that is literally a bed sheet with like poop and shit on it.
Blood. You paying $4,500 a month.
Brush this. So
what is it like running a shop? People stealing shit all the time. There's homeless guys pooping in front of your store. I mean, we've been here for some years though, so everybody respects us.
The homeless pooping, that's like inevitable down here. You're gonna see that every 5 feet type shit. You know what I mean?
So what struggle did you face as a business owner in San Francisco?
Over here be booming, bro.
Yeah. Are you guys seeing the impact that fentanyl hit the streets?
Hell yeah, it's the worst shit ever.
Yeah.
That shit worse than heroin, all that shit, man. That shit turned everything into zombies out here.
Yeah.
Lady trying to trade some Ben & Jerry's ice cream for some fentanyl.
Trade some Ben & Jerry's ice cream. It was still frozen too.
Do you think she boosted that ice cream?
I don't know. Where
is she? When Olympics come to town, when leaders come to town, we try and give a squeaky clean image to the world that everything's okay here, when really, it's not.
Very rare footage.
I ain't never seen this shit before.
Tell us about the area that we're in right now.
This is the Took Street.
What's it like here?
Like a lot of drugs, a lot of homeless people live down there. A lot of mental ill. I live here like almost 13 years.
Does it normally look like this?
No. Nighttime is bad because you got bars. The president is here today. That's why they clean everything.
Is this a high crime area?
Yeah. 2 people got killed a month ago.
What happened?
It's the drugs. Each corner they sell like fentanyl.
If we wanted to buy fentanyl, how easy would it be to find around here?
It's easy. A lot of people are like Halloween every day. They dress up like a female guys with a dress. You see half people be all naked.
You see naked people around here?
Yeah.
Nice meeting you, bro.
What kind of an adventure are you taking us on, and what are we gonna see?
I'm just basically gonna take you on a little quick extravaganza with a Tenderloin.
Okay.
Kind of sad, but you feel me? You feel me?
We're gonna see Fetty Wap.
A lot of Fetty Wap concerts sold out. I'm gonna give you the flip side to both. Feel me? It's people out here actually working to actually save lives and shit.
I mean, I see a lot of people cleaning. I see a lot. I know there's a lot of treatment centers here.
Yeah, you got resources trying to get people jobs. We usually walk around with Narcan, and fentanyl testers for the people that like to take pills and smoke weed and shit just so we test it. That shit is becoming a big monster.
Where a lot of stuff is becoming laced.
A lot of stuff is laced.
And if something's laced with fentanyl, that could be a very deadly mistake, right?
For sure.
You think you're gonna take a couple puffs of weed, it's gonna be a nice day, and all of a sudden,
yeah, it's been going like that. Say like the past year or two after the pandemic.
So one thing to draw your attention to is the architecture in the area. So this is the anti-homeless architecture where they don't let people sit or sleep. What do you think about that?
That ain't stopping shit. Now they just putting up tents.
Homelessness is something that's much easier to get into than out of. I had a conversation with a professor from the University of Wisconsin that researched homelessness, and when it comes to breaking down why people become homeless, he said it's easiest to break it down like this. A third of the people are homeless due to drug addiction issues, a third are homeless due to mental illness, and a third are homeless because they were living paycheck to paycheck and one financial setback took them out. And really there's a lot of overlap between those three categories. But let's dive more into the financial aspect. Only 44% of Americans are equipped to handle an emergency expense of $1,000 or more. So whether it be a car repair or a hospital bill, that's enough for many people to miss rent and begin the downward spiral to homelessness. What's more is a lot of the people that are homeless were dealt a bad hand from the beginning. One study of women living in temporary shelters found that 78% of them reported being the victim of childhood abuse. That's staggering. When you consider the following variables, a nationwide trend of rent and cost of living going up, inflation lowering purchase power, easy access to highly addictive drugs, in particular the fentanyl that's flooding across our southern border, high rates of mental illness, an all-time high of household debt, and relatively low amounts of savings. These conditions make for the perfect storm of homelessness.
It feels messed up though that you even have to design a city like that.
Right.
Part of me understands if I was a business owner, I don't want a bunch of homeless people in front of my business. But when you look at just a person that wants a place to sit, it's tough. There's a yin and yang to this problem.
If that wasn't right there, that's human shit.
Yeah, that's human.
That's one of the things this place is famous for. Yasmin found the first human shit. What can you tell us about the Tenderloin? I'm from Milwaukee. I haven't seen anything like this before.
You know, the Tenderloin is supposed to be like when you cut meat, they say the Tenderloin is like the most precious part of a meat, right? When you're doing like the little Jewish cut thing or whatever. So this is like really the prime financial area. You know, you got the financial district down the street. There's money out here, really, is what it is. You get deep into the Tenderloin, it's like with all this money out here, it ain't changing the poverty out here. It ain't no in-betweens out here. Ain't no middle class. You either living dirt poor, or you living up, or you getting it up. It's pimping, hoeing, dope, dealing, killing. Out here, you know what I'm saying? Police don't give a f. You know what I'm saying?
I can tell. It seems like things are pretty out in the open. Like you don't have to really worry about it.
They don't give a f.
Many people have been complaining that San Francisco is too soft on crime. So let's examine the policies that are in place in the city. Chesa Bodine, who served as DA from 2019 to 2022, ran on a progressive platform of decarceration and justice reform. One of the first policies he implemented as DA was the elimination of cash bail for certain offenders not deemed to be a public safety risk. Progressives argue that cash bail creates a two-tier justice system. If you don't have money for bail, you will be stuck sitting in a cell while a wealthier person is able to walk free. Furthermore, the issue is compounded as impoverished people are forced to work with public defenders who are underpaid and overworked. Conservatives push back against this because they believe this creates a revolving door system that the criminals are aware of. Not only do the criminals have no fear of consequence, but this also results in a demoralized police force that doesn't want to do their job if they know it won't have an impact. Let me know in the comments which ideology you'd prefer to have in charge in your city.
The only thing is, you see kids coming, respect kids. You see women and older people, respect them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, see somebody grandma coming, hey, put that shit away.
The Chinese leaders in town right now, and you know where all the fentanyl comes from?
China.
So what do you think about that?
It's all part of the government plan. They put Coke and Coca-Cola at one time. I mean, it's all population control. It's all part of the life that want to keep control. If they don't keep control of people, then one day they feel that they'll be overpopulated like China.
So you think the government is letting it in to try and take people out?
I think that the government is having no choice because China has the most power and has the most money when it comes to influences other countries. I mean, we're America. We're a country that's supposed to be the land of the brave, but in reality, I mean, we're the land of the brave or the slaves. So I can't tell you the truth, man. China is a place that they've been dealing with America. They know how to infiltrate and they know how to do things. So I think that we got an enemy that we just finally got to meet our match. You know what I'm saying?
How much money do I need if I want to buy a hit of Fetty? How much money do I need?
Shit, I mean, I can't tell you all that. You better ask somebody that sell it. If you look around the ground, you might find a sack, man. All I can say is, if you don't know what it is, you better ask somebody.
Documentary and shit, you know, rapping shit now.
Yeah, I know that, huh?
Feel me?
What's up? What kind of documentary you got?
Feel me?
How you come up down here?
I come up down here from Oakland. I'm out here saving lives on this fentanyl shit and shit too. You feel me?
Okay. You know, over 620 people they got record is dying from that stuff.
I'm gonna give you some facts about that shit. This is my uncle, y'all. He gonna tell y'all a little bit more about what's going on.
What is it like sweeping through the streets right now?
It's not too good right now because, like I said, it's over. What they got record is over 620 people dying from fentanyl.
What do you think should be done?
They need to have more education for them. A long time ago, they used to have programs like CEDAR, which was a training program. Fentanyl is a problem of it, but what's the underneath of all the fentanyl? When I'm talking about the mental health,
the homelessness. But you got the people like the mayor making skating rings. I mean, it's okay for them to skate, have a safe place to go to skate, but you build that thing costs a couple $1 million and you ain't got no place for these homeless and sick people to go. And this is a lifesaver. But some of them get mad when you finish this to them because they get high and they get away from all their problems, right? And that's another reason they get high, they get away from their problems.
Oh, there's more poop right here. So that's poop number 2, and that was only a half a block away from poop number 1.
But you're gonna see a lot more of that. That's okay, that can be addressed easily. That's nothing. Compared to other problems, that ain't shit, right? That's shit, but you understand what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. When did fentanyl hit the city?
During the pandemic.
What can you tell us about the Tenderloin, man?
Shit, it is what it is, you feel me? I'm ready to get our money, eat, you feel me?
What advice do you have to someone battling addiction?
Shit, just stay strong, try to stay grounded, and put your trust in God, you feel me?
Are there resources for people out here that are looking to get help?
Yeah, there's resources, you know. You gotta want it though, you gotta want it. If you don't want it, then you ain't gonna get it.
All right, well, have a good day, okay?
You too, God bless.
The people that are leaning over, what is that about?
Pretty much people are high on fentanyl all day.
There's something about it that makes your back in the
Yeah, that's kind of like what I watch your steps and species some shit around. But when you see that whole look and everything, we pretty much know what's going on, especially when somebody's standing up sleep.
We interrupt this broadcast. That just, it's kind of unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah. Y'all don't have one of these in Milwaukee?
We don't have human shit everywhere.
Oh.
We have our issues in Milwaukee, but not human shit.
This I think this is a welcome center. Like they might give Narcan and all of this. This is some resource shit that we might want to get on there, bro.
Next, we talked to a guy from St. Anthony's. St. Anthony's is a nonprofit that hires a lot of ex-cons to do social work in the area, and I think this is a great idea because if you want someone to navigate the streets properly, you should probably find guys that know the streets and have been in the streets themselves.
So tell me what you do here and where we are.
Jones and Golden Gate, and I work right here at St. Anthony's. I work with the homeless. We give them showers, we wash their clothes, we give them food, and we help them like basically get off the streets.
Sounds like you got your work cut out for you. There's a lot of people here that need help. What is it like and what do you see day to day?
Day to day I see people overdosing, bringing them back. It's crazy.
Have you had to use Narcan on someone?
No.
How do you bring them back if they're overdosing?
Put the Narcan up their nose, and then you hit it with the pump 2 times, and then it brings them back.
I guess, where do you see this going? Is it getting better? Is it getting worse?
It's getting a little better out here. It's getting a little better.
It'd be people that's relatively been in the streets, relatively may have been in jail, or relatively used to use drugs. You feel me? That get these jobs, and it's a help. It's a help to our streets. So you feel me? They need to keep them grants.
In your opinion, what makes or breaks someone's success in becoming sober or getting off the streets?
Should put the effort to it and give them help.
With a lot of these folks that you're working with, do you think childhood trauma or mental illness is a big part of their journey?
Yeah.
What is it that's tearing up the city right now? Is it more than fentanyl or is it primarily fentanyl?
I would say fentanyl. Killing people. All my friends, everything. Relatives, they all dying off of it. Dying, left to right.
So if you had a message to America about this crisis, what would it be?
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone?
Leave it alone.
Current day that fentanyl is just huge in the city. When did it start hitting the city and when did you first hear about it?
I guess maybe 3 years ago, and I don't use fentanyl anymore. I used it for a short period, and then I got injured, I went to the hospital, they put me on methadone, and that's the end of the story with fentanyl.
What's your drug of choice now that you're trying to escape?
I guess meth.
Meth? Okay. And for someone that lives around this area, how easy is that to find and buy?
It's on every corner.
Every corner? I would imagine in your shoes that makes it very hard to get away from it.
You can, yeah.
Is there anything the city could be doing better to help someone in your shoes?
Gotta educate people.
What's the first hit of meth? Was it love at first sight?
I think it might have been, yeah, but that's because you're trying to fill a hole. You're trying to fill some kind of an emptiness.
What's your plan forward, or what's your next move?
Well, my goal right now is to get housing, legal housing, not a squat or.
If there's youth watching this that are wondering if they should experiment with drugs,
and young people, you're not missing anything. You don't need to do drugs to feel like you're gonna be a part of something. It's not necessary. Have a good life, drug-free, and stay healthy.
What do we got here?
number one team there is, Warriors.
So, what percentage of people out here using Boost to supplement their use?
So, first and foremost, you have to have mothers from around the world sit down and have a real debate. Because in 100 years, the human race is going to be doing cocaine. Have you ever done cocaine?
Not yet.
Now, when you look at your trash cans and now you see excess of trash, well, how do you stop inflation? When you start talking to your neighbor and realistic that in 100 years, the human race will be doing cocaine, will be doing opium, will be doing fentanyl, then that person is going to boost. So the more you boost, the more you hurt your neighbor. So now you don't know your neighbor that well, so now there's conflict because no, I don't want my niece growing up and using drugs.
So we come full circle, or if you talk to your neighbor more,
then you zone better because now it's not decriminalizing it, it's legalizing it. Why? Because we're letting the underworld win at night. When you're honest with yourself and say, you know what, my mother says, you know what, I'm talking with the other mother from another continent, my son does that too. But now when you accept it, and instead of denying that person, now you zone better. So now at 3 o'clock in the morning,
I think you speak in a smart and poetic way, but we do have an appointment we have to walk to. So I wish you the best.
All right,
man, take care.
You keep it illegal.
I hear you.
When you see cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, with crime and all the bad things that are happening there, it's easy to point at them as a punching bag for bad progressive policies. And while I do agree some of those progressive policies are counterproductive, I do think it's important to highlight that in rural areas across the country, you look at Kentucky, Mississippi, West Virginia, these are Republican-dominated places, and they have a lot of the same problems that the progressive cities do too, just in rural pockets. High rates of drug addiction, high rates of welfare, high rates of unemployment. So if we are going to advance as a country, I think we need to compare notes and work together as a team to say what solutions are truly going to benefit each area, and what can make a city a good, safe, and employable place to live no matter where it is in the country.
And right behind us, someone is lighting a pipe or something. It's just so open and blatant here.
I was out here on the streets from here, San Jose to Stockton, and I used to be one of these guys out here selling drugs, doing drugs. Yeah. So I was a part of this lifestyle for almost 20 years. I went in and out of prison for 5 times. I couldn't stay out of the street for more than 90 days. I would get out of prison within 2-3 months, right back in, 5 times.
Is there a story from that time period that can give us an insight into what your life was like?
I grew up around drugs and gangs all my life. So when I was a little kid, I already knew I was going to end up in prison. For me, I was able to get out of it through a lot of pain, and I finally made a choice in prison to finally get out of it. Now I'm out almost 5 years clean.
Congratulations, brother.
How you doing? Welcome to San Francisco, brother.
Thank you.
Our area right here in Soma and the Tenderloin really has not changed too much at all. As you can see, we have a lot of children in this area that got to walk through this. This area of San Francisco with these buildings and complexes actually have the highest concentration of children in all of San Francisco. So it's just really frustrating to see that our area is being affected by the drugs and the homelessness the most. A lot of the businesses out here have been shut down. Everything in this radius, honestly, has been shut down. You see a lot of these black bags that these individuals are carrying around. Those black undiscreet bags come from this place called the Harm Reduction, the Needle Exchange down on 6th Street. I'll show you guys. They give out a lot of utensils and paraphernalia to drug addicts that are struggling. It doesn't really help them. It's actually enabling them and keeping them in this cycle of using.
Let's talk about the business of harm reduction. In 2023, over 800 people died from overdose in San Francisco, 80% of which involved fentanyl. One of the ways that people try and reduce this is harm reduction. Harm reduction is the providing of paraphernalia such as pipes, needles, and foil to addicts for the safer consumption of the drugs. Many people argue that while you are working on the larger issue of getting people out of addiction, you might as well work in the meantime on the task of giving them clean tools to prevent long-term negative effects such as HIV, hepatitis, and other diseases from being spread. Millions of dollars flow into San Francisco every year to help towards harm reduction. This spending allows the distribution of over 240,000 needles every month to drug addicts in San Francisco, or about 1 needle for every 3 residents in the city. The position of harm reduction is a controversial one. San Francisco Mayor London Breed was a longtime supporter of harm reduction, helping to launch the Safe Injection Task Force program in 2017. However, in February of this year, she reversed her position, saying that harm reduction was not reducing the harm, it was actually just making things far worse. Experts criticized this statement, saying that this was just a political move for the upcoming election, not a statement based in facts. But needless to say, drug addiction and homelessness are at the top of mind for San Francisco people as they head to the polls.
honestly, what I've seen is a lot more younger, able-bodied individuals that are down here on the streets. I mean, these individuals could be working, they could be doing something, but they are being pacified by the government with $800 a month from general assistance, the ability to steal anything they want from the stores with no repercussions, and the open-air drug market, which makes it ridiculous. You know, I was a criminal. I sold drugs, I used drugs. I'm what the courts call a career criminal. I've changed my life around, but I have been caught several times for selling cocaine and gun possession and different things of that nature with no consequences. There's no incentive to get right and change your life. It's a beautiful thing when you can change your life around until you really get sober. And now, I don't believe, don't get me wrong, I don't believe in mass incarceration. I don't think people should have to go to prison to get clean off drugs. However, a 90-day detox is not too much to ask. If you're trying to get sober yourself, do not come to San Francisco. Listen to me, do not come to San Francisco if you're trying to get sober. These programs are riddled with too many obstacles for you. It's gonna be really a struggle to stay clean. When the federal judge told me I shouldn't come back to San Francisco, when my federal PO told me I shouldn't come back to San Francisco, when the drug counselors told me I shouldn't come back to San Francisco, I didn't really understand why they were saying that, but now I do see why. You gotta have a lot of tenacity to hold on to your sobriety in this area.
Hey fellas, is there a harm reduction site up here?
They give the needles and the tinfoil right on 6th Street, right?
I've never been to that one.
Oh, okay, where do you go?
I go to 10th Street, but they give you like needles.
But like that tin foil?
They give you foil, pipes, and needles.
I guess the argument is giving them clean pipes and clean needles reduces the spread of diseases.
This comes from the Harm Reduction Center. This type of stuff is littered all over our city.
What is that?
These are individual cotton balls that they roll up for the addicts so they can draw the drugs up through it and filter it.
Is the argument that it stops the spread of disease from dirty needles and all of that? That's what their justification is?
That is what their justification is. The Harm Reduction Center got started a long time ago. It was called the Needle Exchange. You give one dirty needle and you get one clean needle in exchange. The only thing logical about it is that they're getting funding. So the more stuff that they give away, the more they can ask for in their annual budget, right? Now that they're giving away all these materials, they can boast those numbers and inflate those numbers and say, hey, we gave away, I don't know, 3 million clean needles. But really what you did is you just gave a bunch of box of needles to individuals and then they ended up in the dumpster or wherever.
When people like Richie hear that their tax money is going towards drug addicts receiving free needles and pipes, it's easy to see why they're getting mad. We are living in a time when many Americans feel like they are barely able to make ends meet, but the taxes keep getting higher and the politicians we have locally and nationally have no accountability with our money. For example, it appears we don't have money to support our troops at home, but we do have money to send overseas to help other countries bomb men, women, and children to fuel wars we didn't want to be involved in the first place, and these decisions are being made by representatives that oftentimes have a financial interest in the war and are vested in stocks like Raytheon and Lockheed Martin. Homelessness, another example. It seems we don't have the money to solve this issue, but we do have the money to house illegal immigrants, give them hotel rooms, phones, groceries, and more. I guess the question that comes to mind is why does it seem like non-Americans are being prioritized when it comes to spending American tax dollars? But how do we change this? If we don't pay our taxes, we go to jail. But if our politicians that are clearly insider trading and pretending to be public servants, if they can't account for the spending of our money, or if they go massively over budget, it's all good. They get to keep their job and keep their stock portfolio that is outperforming hedge funds. So this is a bit of a rant, but all this to say, even if the nonprofits are having good intentions, we are living in a time when people are particularly sensitive to how their tax money is spent.
But this is it right here, the Harm Reduction Center. Let's see, it was gonna be closed November 14th to 17th. Well, you guys just missed it.
I'm 40 years old, from San Francisco, born and raised in A3 and shit.
Struggling right now with addiction or what?
Struggling with a lot of things. I got a lot of shit on my plate. It ain't, you know, we can all handle this together and shit.
So when you go into this harm reduction site, do they give you help or do they just give you needles?
Well, they got a lot of shit here. They got needles.
Let me see those. What are those, the easy touch ones?
They got needles, they got pipes and shit. They got, you know, wipes and shit.
Next we meet Mr. Gao, a San Francisco restaurateur who has experienced a slew of break-ins and frequent vandalism to his restaurant. Unfortunately, this is something he's come to look at as just a cost of doing business in San Francisco.
Your parents came here from Vietnam, you were born in the Tenderloin, spent your first 8 years there, and then...
No, so I came here when I was 13.
13?
Yeah.
So from 13 and then 8 years on, you lived in the Tenderloin?
Yeah.
What was that like?
I thought it was just okay because I didn't know anything better, right? You know, so that's all I know. I didn't know anything about the outside, you know, the outside world. I know the Tenderloin. I go after school program up in the Tenderloin at the Clyde Memorial. There's a building on Elder Street. That's where our homeless people are. So you have friends in Tenderloin. You just do a lot of things on Tenderloin, and you feel safe. You feel comfortable, but you go nowhere. So when I could be able to get out, I'm out.
How has you as a business owner been affected by the theft, the vandalism, the drugs in San Francisco?
We get like graffiti all the time when we're building this place, and then we get homeless people, and then we get people breaking in, right?
Someone just broke your window the other day?
When something happened like this, I have no feeling. Like I feel like it's just normal to me right now. It's like somebody just breaking in, and we learn how to not put any money in a cashier, you know, like stuff like that. We just get used to it. Like become such an inconvenient thing for me, but it's happened that you expect it can happen.
Are you frustrated with how people are not held accountable? Because it seems like people can just get away with this and nothing happens to them.
That's what San Francisco is about, right? It's public safety. We don't have the public safety right now, right? I mean, you come in, you do graffiti, they're just hanging out.
This is graffiti?
Yeah, this is so little. I mean, they would do the whole building, right? There's nothing we can do. We actually record them. We record them breaking in. But what are we gonna do? You know, there's nothing we can do. Literally, there's nothing we can do.
Does that frustrate you?
Of course it's frustrating, man.
Do you expect more out of your city, out of your politicians, out of your law enforcement?
Oh yeah, of course.
Be someone that builds something, not destroys it. It's very easy to destroy things. You just kick things, you hit it with a hammer. Anyone can do that. A monkey could do that. But not anyone can build something. So be the person that builds something. There's a lot going on here. I think we gotta have empathy for what individuals are going through, but also you have to make rules of a society that make sense. And to me, a lot of what's going on in San Francisco just doesn't make sense.
Let's bring back some tough love, man, some abstinence-based treatment, and get people to be held accountable for their actions. That's all we asking.
And if everybody got a little compassion, like you said, empathy in their heart, I mean, you ain't got to know somebody. You see them laying on the ground, might look like they overdosed or something. Give them a shake. I don't know, see if they're awake. If not, call for help. It's just little things, man.
Thank God for Narcan.